Hello, I am the Great Wizard Merlan, and yes, I do apologise for not streaming for pretty much over a week, but I was very ill and dying. But
we are still very ill, just less dying.
Yeah, so first off, apology. I'm still getting over, basically the last end of, of the illness. So there's going to be a bit of coughing and a bit of sniffling.
We're in the end game now.
From him and me.
Yeah, I gave it to Lizzie. Because I'm just that kind of friend.
Nurgle prick.
Yes, Nurgle is strong here.
You're not wrong.
You're not Nurgle. No way.
It's because no one paid their dues in the Black Heresy in the Black Crusade campaign.
Oh
The
shit!
Black Heresy.
I was busy saying my books to someone else.
So it's been a little bit, but we are back into D&D 5th edition. So part 2 of our campaign. We are down a Lucy because she had to work, unfortunately.
Boo!
I have her character sheet, and between me, trying to DM, she may or may not say the odd word.
We need her support spells.
Yeah, you might get one.
So we suck less.
And fancy words.
Yes.
So you might get one or two.
Her words to you, Merlan, usually don't be shit.
That's it.
So
Where did we leave off?
We were going to go looking for gobos.
Well, we went to sleep, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
So last time.
Rest is important, kids.
Yeah.
Last time, the group came together, meeting each other from their walks of life, from wherever they started their humble beginnings, not so humble beginnings,
The bottom, now we're here.
tragedy.
Tragedy.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. So they came together in a small town called Saxton, small town village,
Thing.
and they quickly discovered that the town was subject to more than its share of goblin attacks. While they were there, some goblins attacked.
Funny that.
And they were, requested to help, to which they admirably did so. They took out a few goblins trying to start fires around the village. Took out a few more who turned up a little bit later in one of the houses.
Bastards.
One slightly harder than the rest.
Bastards.
And at which point they went and got some downtime to sleep for the night. And after some seriously unlikely natural 20s for some awesome cooking and gathering,
Yeah, boy.
the group managed to put together a meal fit for
An entire city.
Well, the entire
whole
village.
a village probably 3 times the size of the one that they actually fed. And it was so well put together they even earned a few temporary hit points, if you guys remember to write that down.
I did.
Here
4.
4.
So yeah, you guys got yourselves some temporary hit points for this session. Obviously you've rested up, so you've got back your hit dice, because you've only got 1 at the moment.
Thank God for that.
And you've also recovered all of your actual hit points for night's rest. And so throughout the evening, you ate, you partook, you talked a little bit to the townsfolk, and you have been requested to go to the capital of the continent, Obsidia, to go and request some help. You've been provided with a letter, a note, a scroll, which I believe
Macaria had.
Yeah, Macaria has. So that's largely where we're about to start. So everyone has had their night's sleep. You start to come round in whatever room situations that you had preferred. If you'd wanted to stay with another person, without another person. If you'd wanted to stay...
It depended on how many rooms there were available.
Yeah.
There was enough for 1 each, depending on
Then we probably
what
did
you
1
wanted.
each.
Yeah. If there was enough room, otherwise I didn't care. As long as there was a bed, I was going to fall asleep in it.
But you all come to, at which point you look out the window. Best guess early morning, 7 o'clock-ish, give or take.
It's like, good sleep.
Yeah, so it's your first chance to sleep in a bed in actually weeks, so you definitely had a better night's sleep than recently.
That's true. Yeah. So I'm gonna feel well rested. Yeah.
Yep.
Really energetic today. With a I'm gonna repack my bag.
I'm feeling
Gonna be organised.
I'm gonna repack.
Make it a bit more efficient.
Okay.
I do as I do every morning. Stuff all my shit in my bag and go back downstairs and have a drink.
Okay, well, based on that, you're probably the first person down. The barman is already down there. You'd obviously found out his name is Boyd. He is already downstairs, putting a few things together, getting ready to organise what looks like a bit of food.
Morning, Boyd. Can I have
Morning.
a coffee, please?
Maybe. He takes a moment, looks like he's thinking. Then he steps behind the bar, goes off behind the side, and you can hear a little bit of rustling.
It's probably going to be acorn coffee.
After a couple of moments, he calls back out, hasn't actually left the room yet, but you hear him call from the back. We haven't got any milk!
That's fine.
Well, I mean, we have, but it's not drinkable.
Black's fine.
This is emergency dog milk.
Oh no, it's just really off.
If only we had like a druid or something.
So he comes back out with what looks like a reasonable sized bottle that he's sort of, and he goes over to the entrance to the tavern and steps out for a couple of moments. You assume he's getting rid of the milk.
Yeah.
I have a feeling he might not have had a reason to open it in a while and forgot it was there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not surprised.
I totally never do that.
But he comes back in and he sets about boiling some water in the on his stove out back.
I'm gonna wait for people.
Yep, I'm going to get up, come downstairs with my dag and.
With your dad.
Good morning. Good morning.
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 Daffodil and I are looking for some breakfast.
Boyd's just making some coffee.
Yeah, I can go for some.
Boyd, can we get an extra coffee, please?
Are you thinking your whole group's going to want one?
Probably.
Fine, it's a good job I put a lot of water on, isn't it?
Yep.
So do I put this
So,
bucket on?
So I was thinking about our journey. Well, there's probably not many provisions. Well, we've got some provisions. We'll get some on the way. We'll probably need to plan our route. Maybe stop at some villages or strongholds on the way.
I believe I saw Boyd preparing something this morning.
Excellent. Also, do you know the country around here?
A little.
Yeah. Do you think we should stick to the main road, take some shortcuts? Let's see what the group thinks.
We'll have a chat with everyone in a bit. Everyone's here.
A couple more moments go by and you hear the distinctive, which sounds something, like a kettle, even though you don't know how big the kettle might be if he's put on a lot of water. So he comes out the bar.
Pitiful little thing.
He has what looks like almost like a large saucepan that just has almost a lid with a spout on it. Yeah, you think someone might have put it together specifically because people like a lot of coffee in the morning. And so he comes along with a couple of big goblets for you, heat-tempered goblets. Puts a little bit of coffee in each one, pours some water in, stirs it up a little bit, and hands them out.
Oh yeah, there's no milk.
That's fine. I drink my coffee black. No, I don't. That's disgusting.
Oh, there's a bit of metacross there.
I like my coffee like I like my women.
Without a dick in it.
Hot and bitter.
After a few more moments, Makaria comes down. She says something about having an extravagant night of wondrous sustenance rest, and sets about beginning to write something in one of her scrolls.
Morning. I'm going to give it like another minute or so. I'm going to go to the bottom of the stairs. Carson!
Yeah?
Get your butt down here!
You're all awake?
Yes! Planning! Come on! Chop chop!
Give me a sec.
What?
Now, so quickly I finished repacking the last few bits that I've got left. And pick that up and bring it downstairs.
I just realised I don't have my map on me here, so I'm going to go grab it.
Yeah. As you're sort of coming down the stairs, you can smell what smells like the strong, bitter smell of coffee.
What's wrong?
Based on your sort of knowledge of cooking and the people you've spent a lot of your life around, you have the feeling that there's no milk in that coffee, given how strong the coffee smell is.
It's like someone needs a strong pick me up this morning.
Oh, we have a long day. Travel ahead of us, Carson.
Indeed we do. It's probably good to have some.
We need to look over the map, try and plan our best route. Depends, our route will depend. How many, whether you're fine sleeping up in the open, or whether we're going to be hopping from village to village.
Well, I'm fine with sleeping out in the open.
Oh, that's nice.
It's nice to have a break every now and again. But yeah, that bed definitely needed that. So just as a thing, because the fact that I'm a wanderer, and I've got excellent memory for geography and such. Have I been anywhere near Obsidia?
You've been past the walls a couple of times. You know that the closest side of any of the forests to the wall of Obsidia is actually about a day, and that's just from the forest to the walls.
Okay. Or more Casagor.
Where you are at the moment, you'd probably estimate a good few days walk, maybe 6 or 7.
Yeah,
Not entirely sure. Obviously,
so best part of a week generally.
Yeah, probably better part of a week to get there from here. If you had horses, you could maybe reduce that down to 3 or 4 days. Unfortunately, based on what someone mentioned, there's only 1 horse left in the village, and that's probably not viable.
No, we all can't share 1 horse.
Of course, we end up in a 1-horse town.
Well, it is quite a small town. But otherwise, generally, from here to Obsidia, I'd guess best part of a week to get there. On foot.
Where's Casagor in relation to Obsidia?
Casagor's the other side.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Saxton's here, but yeah,
I've been through Obsidia. Yeah.
You've actually been past it. You haven't actually been inside it yet.
Okay.
For whatever reason, a lot of the caravans that you've been with have passed around Obsidia rather than through it, and so there's been very little reason for you to go in with the caravans you've been with.
This big city, that's not the city proper,
Yeah.
I take it. That's the...
That
it goes from coast to coast.
Almost.
Okay.
It's not the best drawing.
I thought that was just the municipality of Obsidia with the city in the middle.
Oh no, that's basically the city. Unfortunately, the drawing's a little bit crap, but there's probably a day or so between the city and the coast. It's just bad drawing.
Put that
It's a pretty huge city, then.
Oh, it's as far as most people are aware, it's the biggest city in the world. As you're all talking, Boyd brings up a smaller pot that you reckon he's filled with water, puts it down on the table for you, leaves a pot of coffee there for you to be able to make any more, and a few extra goblets for the rest of you.
Thanks, Boyd.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And a bowl of water, please, for my ride.
Of course, yeah. No worries. And he pops off and goes and gets a bowl of cold water rather than the piping hot water out of the...
Yes, dogs don't like hot water.
Coffee number 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
So we're all sat round our table with our map, with our various maps.
Smouldering hot coffee.
My dog's dribbling onto the map.
Especially with you two in particular, given that obviously you're a trader and you've been with a lot of trading caravans. A lot of the trading caravans who go around Obsidia never need to enter it, because even the trade on the outside of the city walls is fairly big. You can make a lot of money never setting foot into the city. The rumour has it the city's very busy and crowded, and a lot of merchants tend to find that the likelihood of as many people walking past low, whereas travellers who don't want to go into the hustle and bustle of a city will still go onto the outside.
Well,
Quick question. Where did we say that my hometown was?
Yes. So, have you ever set foot in Obsidia?
no, I've seen it in the distance, but I've never had need to go into it.
Same here.
I was mainly in Casagor. It was This is my patch.
Yeah, so well, I've I've definitely been around. Just nowhere near. It's quite a bustling trade on the outside of there.
And another thing that you guys do actually know is a lot of around the south of Obsidia, you find a lot more interesting magical trinkets based on the fact that Sorketh is further south on the continent, and then any trade will come this way. Around the north, you find a lot more things from other continents or from fishing, because Port Saltwash isn't that far away.
Right, so we're saying about a week. So, sorry, I don't do mornings. It's about a week's worth of travel. You said you'd be happy to take our packs in your.
Oh, I'll take whatever will fit in the wagon.
Awesome. That means less carrying. That means we've got more energy for more walking. We can last longer. Has everyone got gear for stopping the night? So tents, bedrolls.
I live on the road.
Yes.
Again, as you're all talking and planning and making sure you have all the things that you might need,
no tent.
a couple of the guards come in from outside, walk across to the bar to where Boyd is. Boyd lifts his head at them, and they say, "Morning, Boyd." As he's sort of lifting his head, he goes about grabbing a few of the bits that he'd been organising, and he sets down what looked like a couple of ration packs for them, and they thank him, take them, and walk out. You have the feeling that Boyd does a lot of the day-to-day bits and pieces to make sure the guards are fed and whatnot.
Yeah, so as they're walking past, morning, gents.
Morning.
Alright, so we've all got things. We don't have tents.
Yeah,
we don't have enough tents per group. Right.
I only have a canvas sheet. That's all I've got.
Okay.
Generally, I'm used to sleeping rough, making some sort of lean-to if I need to.
I'd be happy to share, but I don't think it would be big enough.
You're probably right about that.
But you're welcome to put your head under it if you want to keep your face dry.
Right, so we're going to need to see about getting some tents, if possible. You never know what the weather's going to be like.
You've got a pen left on at home.
If not some oilcloth, canvas, we can just make lean-tos. That'll do.
Yeah, I'm used to making them.
As long as there's trees, and we have some poles, you can make a shelter. Fine.
Done. Merlan.
Yeah, should be fine.
Done.
Oh, that's fine.
Of course, the best, mind you, the best sleeping I had on the road is when it's sometimes when the caravans had delivered their cargo and we were coming back empty. We could sleep in the wagons.
I suppose that could be quite comfy.
Yeah.
Right, so how much rations does everyone have?
I've got roughly 10 days worth.
About the same.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Macario pipes up, and I've got about a decathlon of days worth.
There's plenty. We can always catch food on the trail to supplement it.
We can
That's
always add
true.
stuff to it.
I can easily, forage just some nuts and berries and
If
things.
you could cook again like you did last night, that would be glorious.
That's not a problem. I enjoy cooking.
I say we budget for. Let's budget that we have that we eat 5 days worth of rations, and we will bank on getting the other 5 days worth on the trail, but knowing that we have the extra 5 in case.
Just in case, yeah.
Works for me.
No, that's fine. Right. So if we've got everything, let's
What was he on out of here?
pack up our stuff and get going.
Okay, I'm going to.
I want to talk to the captain before we leave. Let him know we're heading off. Let him know roughly how long it's going to take us. Just so he knows roughly how long it's going to be until reinforcements turn up.
Well, I'm sure he'll more than likely be aware. He seems that sort of man that just knows.
I know, but for him, he's sent people out before and they've not all come back.
I'm going to hitch up the dog and load all their and load as much luggage as I comfortably can in my dog wagon.
Okay.
Put everyone else's in first. I'll carry mine if I have to.
You reckon you can get a lot of the excess stuff? I mean, if people are alright to carry
Like
their basic...
Yeah, put like blankets and food and stuff in the dog
you
cart.
reckon if people carry their basic rucksacks, backpacks full of the bits and pieces that they're likely to need as they're going about doing whatever they're doing, you reckon the rest can comfortably go in the wagon with maybe a little bit extra space for anything extra, and to not obviously put too much strain on the dog?
I won't be riding. I won't ride in the dog wagon. I'll just lead. Yeah. I'll lead the dog wagon.
And plus, you won't have to worry about getting stuff from me because I'm used to carrying my stuff anyway. So I'll happily just got my backpack on and stuff. So.
You go off to look for...
Yeah, I'm going to head to try and find the guard.
So you step out... When you step out the tavern, you sort of have a look around. When you look around, you see the same sort of building I described last time, where it looks like there's a couple of makeshift bars in the window. And it just looks like one of the houses had been sort of...
transformed into a...
Yeah, into like a cell / captain's...
Cool.
Captain's office type thing. So you go across to there, and you give a knock on the door, and you hear just a muffle inside. You hear like a chair scraping against the floor. Couple of footsteps. Door opens, and the captain is there. Good morning. What can I do for you?
Proper salute and everything. Morning, Cabin.
He gives you a salute back.
Just to let you know that we are currently getting all of our possessions together so that we can head off. We have estimated that it's probably going to take us about a week to get there, and therefore a week for the reinforcements to get back, and however long it takes them to get them all together. So I'm thinking maybe 3 weeks you should get reinforcements.
Well, with any luck, Obsidian is usually quite fast at sending people out, so I imagine I'll be a bit quicker than that. And unlike us, they may well have horses, so they may be able to cut that time even further.
Yeah. But I'm thinking longest amount of time you should have to wait is about 3 weeks.
Well, it's certainly better than not having reinforcements, which is what we've got so far.
Of course. Yeah, so just to let you know, we are about to head off. Thank you for your hospitality.
Thank you very much for helping. We haven't had much of any kind of help recently, and if you are able to get through, then...
I'm going to do everything in my power to get us there.
No, I certainly hope that you do. I'm starting to run low on some of the supplies.
So who are we contacting when we get there again?
So in the letter, it is an official request for aid from Obsidia. You're not necessarily sure who exactly you'd be going to, but you feel like when you get there, someone will probably point you in the direction it will need to go.
Some sort of government building or official.
Yeah.
That'd be the best sort of guess.
Right.
Is there anything else I can help with before you leave? Or?
Not that I can think of.
No worries. Safe journeys to you.
And to you.
And shuts the door and then
I head
goes
back.
back.
Right.
Come on, go.
Captain's been
No
told.
road ahead.
Let's go.
Alright, let's head out.
Everyone got your shit?
Let's get
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, so as the five of you and the dog start to
I give a
give it
wave
your way.
as I'm heading off.
Yeah, so any of the guards that you sort of walk past give you sort of hearty wave, you know, almost like a hope in their eyes as they go past. You see
they're hoping us we're fucked.
you see one or two people around that look like a couple of the villagers you met during the evening sort of celebration of that sort, going about, you know, looking like they're sorting out to wash a few bits and pieces, go about life as best they can. And you start to leave through the east gate, the palisade wall, and after sort of 10 minutes walk, you get to the main edge of the forested area that surrounds Saxton. So, does anyone have? Is anyone trained in survival?
I have.
Yes.
I have natural explorer with forest as my preferred environment.
Okay.
It's
And I have. Well, no, I only have. I'm not trained in survival, but I'm trained in nature.
That's why I will say you can roll survival at advantage because you've got it as a functionally your favourite terrain.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not
Is that-
one of my proficiencies, but I can.
Yeah,
just
you can definitely
flat roll or with advantage?
yours will be flat
Okay.
because he's got favourite terrain functionally as a ranger. He'll get advantage. as well.
Yes.
So anyone can roll survival
Oh man! 9.
21.
with advantage.
Yeah, look, I got 7 and an 8.
Okay.
Plus my wisdom, 9.
Whoa!
Witnessed!
Very nice. Okay, so
For a total of
For a total of survival based on what skill?
wisdom.
20.
Damn, I still beat you.
okay, so you begin making your way. So the forest isn't heavy, dense forest. Locally, we have a place called the Get here in Guernsey, and the trees are sort of fairly well spread and sporadic. They're not packed tightly.
Yeah.
They're spacious. There's plenty of space between them.
Well, it's not a natural woodland.
It's somewhere in between. You think a few of the trees were naturally sort of there, but you feel like it might have been helped along at some point.
Interesting. If you go on the rock mount, you can actually see there's actually photos of Kobo before the Get was actually there. Looks
That's
weird.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I bet. But yeah, so the trees are sporadic, but there's enough cover that the heat of the day isn't particularly stressful. It's not particularly hot. Based on the fact that it's Octonia, there's a bit of a chill, but you've got plenty of clothing.
Ta-da!
Spot on. But obviously you can't see miles ahead of you because there's enough tree cover that it's packed enough. You two, as you've been travelling, you get maybe 3-4 hours out, and you noticed, obviously you tracked a few of the goblin tracks the day before, a couple of you, and you'd noticed that the ones from this gate headed off, and there were a couple from a couple of different gates that sort of led in. But what you notice at this point is, even sort of with this amount of time, you notice a few of the goblin prints here and there where they've probably been past, something's blown some of the tracks off from the dirt. You notice a few coming in from the side, and based on that, you have the feeling that the goblins probably came from the east, despite the fact that some of the attacks happened at different gates. But you have the feeling they went far enough out that it would be hard to track them easily.
They're probably probing all around the village for weaknesses in the defences. They could be cunning little buggers.
Could be.
The only good goblin's a dead goblin.
Goblins.
Well, they don't keep themselves to themselves.
Yeah, it's like, Yeah, so how fresh do they look? Do they look like they they possibly would have been here around last night or this morning or something like that?
Based on the time they attacked the day before, you reckon they're about maybe 16, 17 hours? So you reckon it was probably...
From that attack.
Yeah. Obviously the time for them to head around a little bit, come in with the distance you've travelled, the sort of 3-4 hour distance, and then gone in. You reckon that was roughly how long ago that these tracks were? Based on both your fairly fantastic survival.
Yeah, it's like, So what do you reckon?
Well, it would delay us, but we don't want goblins on our tail, and also it would help the village out.
Which are we currently following their tracks?
Are we? Are we currently going in their sort of direction, or
The way they came to go to the...
You reckon they've come somewhere from the east, but there's not really enough of the tracks left properly to follow to what you would imagine as the source.
okay?
Sort of it's sporadic, it looks like there's a few more and they split, and you sort of noticed almost like a collection of activity has taken place here before they've split off.
Yeah, so it's possible, but we don't know for sure. Basically.
Yeah, basically.
So I'm not entirely sure. I mean, they could very well have come a bit further east, but come from a bit further east.
Well, if we find them on our walk, then amazing. We can deal with the situation. We are not going out looking for them. That is going to waste time.
We should organise a better order of travel. Have someone to scout a bit further ahead, and maybe have someone to lag a bit behind as a rear guard.
It's a good idea, especially with goblins out and about.
I'm happy to go ahead, but best not to leave the baggage train too far behind.
If you go at the front, you go with him. I'll stay at the back. You stay with me because you look like you could figure all of that out, and then we'll have.
Bakaria says, "I will make efforts to travel along with the canine transportation unit."
Right.
Okay. Well, I'll take point.
Okay.
Crossbow over my shoulder.
So what sort of spacing have you got roughly between everyone?
I think keeping these sight of each other.
Within sight?
Yeah.
So within 10 foot, 5-10 foot. Do you reckon?
No, more like 10 metres.
Yeah.
10 foot's not very. 10 foot's very close.
You'd probably be alright with sort of 25-30 foot between you guys, easy.
Okay.
It does mean that we're in charge range of each other if someone of us gets sneak attacked or something.
So keep going for. So you keep going for another little while. Are you guys planning to stop for lunch or anything at all?
Yeah.
Oh yes, stop. Yes.
After it gets roughly midday,
yes,
then yeah.
Regular break.
Well, so it was about sort of 3-4 hours of travel by the
long
time
run.
you found the tracks that sort of split off. So that puts it in.
About 10, 11.
Yeah, it's about 10, 11. So you guys
travel
walk
for another hour or so, and then
yes, less haste, more speed.
So yeah, so you walk for another hour or so before sort of stopping. You have some of the leftovers from the stew that you had the day before. You have a few extra bits and pieces that you were sort of provided with at the tavern, just for a couple of extra bits to spice it up. Nothing extravagant, just the odd sort of condiment.
Extra.
Yeah. So you sit down, you eat, largely uneventful. At which point you start to set off again.
I'm going to gather some dry brushwood for the easy starting of a fire when we stop in the evening.
Okay. If you roll me in nature.
21.
Yeah. No, you find as much as you think you may need.
Yeah.
Oh look!
Yes.
There's more.
it's candy.
So you happen to find a couple of fantastic spots where there's a couple of trees that have come down, and there's a lot of branches and stuff that are broken off.
Yeah.
There's plenty.
I'm just talking about enough to get a fire started while everyone else can go off and get bigger things to burn. Just so I've got, as soon as we stop in the evening, we don't have to fanny around looking for tinder. We can just start.
Based on the amount you actually find enough to get a proper decent big roll, almost like you'd see people taking to sell.
Yeah.
Like you find more than enough of them.
Tonight's fire.
So you've got a nice bundle of sticks, which has another name that if we say will get killed by Twitch.
No.
Really, but I used to like the ones in gravy.
That joke is so British, I don't know how many people are going to get that.
But they're really good.
Anyway.
But after doing so, taking a bit of time while everyone stopped for food, you start to head off again. You end up walking for another 4 or 5 hours. Sun starts to go down a little bit.
Starts to get real low, big guy.
Sun's getting real low. As the day sort of takes on something of a reddish tint and glow to the light, everyone make me a perception check, please.
Oh, not a passive one.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Boy.
Oh.
Witness.
What the fuck?
I'm not paying attention.
No.
So that's a 23, just in case.
Okay.
6.
Yeah.
22.
6.
So we've got eagle eyes and
Look!
there's trees.
What were your totals just to check?
22.
23.
22 something. Okay. So, as you're heading a bit further in before sort of stopping, obviously let it get to nightfall, you hear some voices. Can't quite make out what they're saying, but there's quite a gruff type voice. You can tell by the pitch and the rumble when you're listening. There's one that's a little bit less of a growl than the first one, but you have the feeling that it's reasonably deep as well. Then you hear another voice that's much higher in pitch, but it's definitely not as sing-song stupid as you think you'd hear a goblin. Only the two of you hear that. You two can sort of hear the rumbling of voices, but you can't make anything out about them at all. After a moment, the talking abruptly stops, and you have the feeling that they may have noticed that you guys are there as well. The two of you also hear what sound like very small wings.
What's that?
Small wing.
At which point, a loud, deep voice shouts out, "Who goes there then?" "More people from the village."
We're not from the village, we're just passing through.
Can we actually see any movement at this point, or?
Not yet. You have the feeling that they're probably behind maybe one of the larger trees, a little bit out of the way.
And I'm guessing because it's so spacious at the moment, we can't exactly get a bead on where the voice is coming from.
So for the fact that you guys have been travelling in almost a staggered line, and you've been travelling virtually due east, from where you are now, it's forwards and you think somewhere to the right a little bit. What's the matter? Cat got your tongues?
You wish.
Just
Bearing in mind, he's shouting quite loudly from what you can hear.
Right.
Oh yeah. I still just I don't say it too
yeah,
loudly. I'm just like, hey, you wish.
Yeah, sort of cock the crossbow, bolt into it. Somebody, just passing through. Don't want any trouble.
You don't want trouble. Maybe we do.
I knew you'd say that.
That wouldn't be a wise choice.
Oh, wouldn't it? You hear a short shot, and
Oh well.
you hear
Looks like this is the night the bitch is gonna die.
Yeah.
you hear a little bit of like squeaking, and you're not surprised. But from some of the trees a bit further away, a few goblins drop out.
Oh no.
If everyone could roll initiative.
How can we see
Damn.
goblins?
Boom, 19.
Here we go.
19.
7.
18.
No.
It's fine. I'm busy staring at whatever's just coming out. I mean, yeah, I'm
Okay,
gonna smush you.
Anyone above a 20 there?
There were two 19s.
Okay, give me something as well. Goes
Oh, initiative buddies.
these.
I knew I wasted that 20.
He's last. Okay, so 2 people had 20s. Who was that?
No, 19.
19, sorry.
Yeah, 19.
And
19.
okay, which of you has the higher dexterity between two of you?
What's yours?
14.
Fuck me.
You
19.
You.
Oh right, okay.
19,
I'm
yeah.
not used to that.
Yeah, I've got.
I was gonna say, fight to the death.
14 my highest stat. I'm not
Then me
very
with 18.
stat heavy.
Okay, Cassandra with an
19 my
18.
highest stat.
What did you have?
Yeah, 7.
There you
Bottom of the barrel.
Did you want me to roll for Lucy?
go.
I don't know. We're gonna find out if I'm at the bottom of the barrel.
I would appreciate. So let's
Right,
write this
fine,
down.
yeah.
Sorry, 'cause I've got monsters to deal with as well.
Monster.
Oh,
23.
What?
Damn.
I fucking rolled a 19 for her.
Of course you did.
In the blink of an eyelid, she throws a book at the goblin's head.
And he explodes.
I'll just leave that there, it's easier.
Book magic.
I'll just sort Lucy's, it's fine.
Knowledge is power. For real.
That would be
So-
pretty epic.
Goblins jump out of the tree. Based on your rough staggered file, I'm going to put you each at about 25 feet away from each other. You two are roughly in the same sort of place. You're about 25 feet back.
Yep.
Then sorry, who was the rear guard?
Me.
It was you. Yeah. So then about 25 feet behind you is where the car and Macaria are. And then about 25 feet behind that is where you are.
Okay.
The goblins are probably about 40 feet in front of you guys.
Cool.
At which point, Macaria goes first.
Okay, so they're about 40 feet from them.
So there's 25
Castle,
feet
spank
between Macaria and
them!
him, 25 feet between
Spank
them,
them!
50. So about 90
90.
feet
Yeah.
from Macaria.
Okay.
That's a paddling.
115 from you.
Attacking travellers. That's a pattern.
Hey, they whistled. That's a paddling.
Doing my sandals. That's a pattern.
Yeah, Liam. For the purposes of the people at home, again, we'll show people what the goblins here look like, based on these handy dandy cards.
Goblins!
Nasty little buggers.
Goblins.
Right, there's nothing she can actually do at the moment, so she's just going to hang tight. for a
So
minute.
they're so attractive.
Can I roll a perception for her to try and figure out where the other people are?
You certainly can.
Fucking goblins!
Goblins.
Didn't think so.
Based on the fact that they had fucking awesome perceptions, they got roughly a good location, but
Yeah, we
Carlos.
looked the fuck out.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
so Macaria is sort of looking through with the slightly dimming now light, and she can't make it out. Looking from sort of where you are, see what she's doing. You have a feeling she's not very at home in a forest. Okay.
Seriously,
So
did you just
with
look
that,
online
she's
for
not
all
moving.
this stuff?
No, that's Adventure Time.
Yep.
Oh, that's why I haven't
Okay,
watched
so
Adventure
how
Time.
far away are they from
The
me?
golden
They're
king
currently
has
about
set
65 feet
punishing
away from
all
you.
his subjects
I think
through
that's within
standing.
longbow range.
Sorry?
I think that's within longbow range, or am I wrong?
65, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's within longbow.
Cool. Whip!
Thwang.
You fire whip.
You don't fire a bow. You shoot a bow.
19 to hit.
Yes.
Cool.
That definitely hits a goblin.
You loose a bow.
Oh yeah, loose the bow.
Or you loose an arrow from your bow.
It would look very different if you loose the bow. The arrow stays in place, the bow flies forwards.
8 points damage.
Okay, so you loose your arrow. The arrow flies through the air and catches the goblin square in the chest. You have the feeling you may have hit its heart as it stops moving and falls forward, and the weight of it against the floor pushes the arrow all the way through its spine.
Yeah.
One. And reload.
Okay.
Nice.
So,
This is all technically happening in slow motion. It's like, oh no, goblin.
are you moving at all?
Nope. Reloading.
Okay. Hoff.
Right. I'm going to be aiming for the next goblin.
Okay. Roll to twang.
Yeah. Oh, fucking
Oh, wow. Yeah, no.
Crit.
Unfortunately, the bolt just sails up into the tree line. You can't even see where it's gone.
Yeah.
Right, reload.
He crit failed.
Are you moving at all?
No. Oh, actually, no. I'm moving behind the wagon. I'm getting
Okay, the wagon from you is about 50 foot back at the moment.
the wagon. Oh, is it? Okay.
Based on the fact that you guys have gone ahead and you'd had a bit of a staggered
Okay,
file.
yeah. Oh, in that case, right. Yeah. Well, I'll be slowly heading towards the wagon, but I'll stop to reload.
No trouble. So you'll be able to move your full distance. What's your move speed?
25, isn't it? Oh, well, you haven't actually got it written down.
Well, yeah. What's it based on? It's basically a race, isn't it?
Yeah.
As a gnome, I
I
think
think it's about 25.
it's
Oh, just a quick thing. Eovin, thank you very much for joining, and also thank you very much for the sub.
Oh,
fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, little interruption there. You are awesome.
epic high fives.
But yeah, I think it's 25 because you're a gnome, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Gnome is 25. So you get to you're now up to where Zach is after moving backwards. So that's your turn, Cassandra. So you're currently 115 feet back.
How much? How far can a hand crossbow shoot?
I'm just checking on the ranges now, actually, as it happens, because I
How convenient.
don't remember off the top of my head, and I didn't have it to hand. Bad DM. My screen doesn't have those.
I'm also going to need the distance for a light crossbow as well.
Okay, so hand and a light.
Yeah.
Alright, I have to say thank you again because you know, and 100 bits as well. I'm being spoiled. Thank you very much.
Avon, you are awesome.
Okay, I say I'm being spoiled. We're being spoiled.
A hand crossbow has a range of 30 foot, but 120 is its maximum range, functionally. Before you basically can't do it. So longbow's fine with 150. What was the other one?
Light crossbow.
Light crossbow is 80 is its standard range, 320 is its distance, maximum range.
So I'm 115 away, taking off 30 for move would be 75. Still outside of the desired range. But
If you move 30 and you get to 75 from 115, you'd be on 85.
85, sorry.
Yeah, you'd be a little bit out.
But
so
the maximum
you'd be
is 120, so I could still.
320.
No, for my hand crossbow.
Oh right. Oh.
I've got the hand crossbow.
You don't have the light one.
The
Though.
light is the Macaria.
Ah right. Okay.
So I needed the range of
Look
both.
at all the ranged weapons.
You can fire
Yes,
at
we're
this range,
range heavy.
but it will be.
I can
at
throw my darts or
disadvantage.
hand axe,
Okay,
which is
that's fine.
minimum. Well, it's
I'm
like
gonna
20
try.
to 60
Oh, yeah,
foot
no,
range.
I've
you
got
can
a
only
light
have a
crossbow,
bus
I've got hand axes and a dagger as well.
So I am now 85 away. No. 12.
I don't think that does. No, unfortunately, that one sails just short of one of them.
Oh.
I am rolling a disadvantage. I rolled an 18 and a 10.
Oh, did you do? Thank you very much for the sub.
But yeah, so you move up, you fire one of your bolts. You reckon it probably embedded in the tree behind.
Yep.
Which point, from roughly where you think they were, something
Totally waiting tactically.
Something steps out from one of the trees that's about 30 feet from where you are. Obviously, he has moved back now.
Oh yeah.
And that, if you could hold that up for me.
What is it?
It's exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Orc.
Nope.
Ogre.
Hobgoblin.
Oh, hobgoblin.
Oh no! It's a hobbit.
Hobgoblin!
If a goblin wasn't bad enough, now we got a hobgoblin.
Break his legs.
Apparently Jordan has entered the chat as well. And another 100 bits. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So, he steps out from behind his tree, draws his longbow.
Oh crap.
So we got
This is where I get my
something.
shoulder injury.
Because you're the closest one, he fires at you.
Totally prepared for this.
Protect your knees.
Does a 20 hit you?
Yes.
I think a 20 hits everyone at this level.
Oh, you're lucky. You take 2 points of piercing damage.
My temporary hit points saved me.
You've still got some after that hit.
Yeah. It's like, it's fine. 'Tis but a scratch.
It'll be more than that when I'm done.
Not if I get to
It's your turn.
first.
Hooray!
He is 30 feet from you. The goblins are still 40 because they haven't had their turn yet.
That's fine. You know, bigger bastard is out.
Fuck
Charge.
Okie dokie.
You know, I figure I'm gonna go big. You know, or you know, I'm gonna go home. So I'm gonna go big. So I'm gonna attempt to kick him.
Okay. Roll to attempt to kick.
Oh. Does a 15 hit him?
Unfortunately not. So, after he's fired and he's
15.
taunted you,
Meter's 50.
you run over and swing your foot up, and he lifts his other arm up, and you catch what looks like a buckler as he slaps your leg out of the way.
In that case, yeah, my bonus action.
Yep.
You know, bonus
monkey
action.
magic. Use monkey magic.
Yeah.
I was about to say,
Monkey
bring it,
magic.
monkey boy.
To then use my fist
Monkey
to hopefully
magic.
punch him in the face.
You
Now,
cast fist.
You cast fist.
to hopefully, you know.
Roll to cast fist.
No. That is 12, so that's worse.
So once again, as he's brought the buckle around and knocked your foot away, he brings it back up and your fist just clatters against it.
Clang!
Born from an egg on the mountaintop. Monkey.
I've got
Under
a
the sun.
slightly sore fist.
But he's a god, so everyone can have some fun. Not that I know. So you've moved up. You failed. Which
Failed again.
As you've come round, you've noticed the other thing behind the tree, which also steps out. If you could please hold that up to the camera.
Oh, bugger. There. Bugger there.
What is a bugbear exactly?
Bugbear.
Is it a goblinoid type thing?
It is goblinoid. If you give me a second, I can give
It's a
you...
bit more hulking though, isn't it?
I can actually give you the proper descriptor.
Goblin.
Because I use the cards for ease of reference, but I've got the
Goblins
book.
are one of my preferred.
Actual descriptor.
Goblins are one of my preferred enemies.
If I remember correctly, you know, like
That just helps
a
me
Pathfinder,
track them
bugbears are
about
pretty nasty.
Bugbears are hairy goblinoids born for battle and mayhem. They survive by raiding and hunting, but are fond of setting ambushes and fleeing when outmatched.
Okay.
Exactly.
Wow,
What
Cassus,
he
you sound awfully like Leon over there.
It's quite incredible, actually. I'm really surprised about that. Like, I'm throwing my voice today.
When the hell did you become a ventriloquist?
I don't know about last week.
So,
So in other words, a nasty piece of work.
Yes.
And
So
I'm
they are
daring.
goblinoid if that applies to favourite enemy typings.
Well, no, that favourite enemy only helps with tracking and knowledge rolls, not
No.
actually fighting.
Actually, is it more of a common thing, or would we not know instinctively what it is?
you know it's something that's seen around with goblins, but without a decent sort of roll of nature, maybe, you wouldn't be able to know much about them, really. But, I mean, if... You know,
In which
if
case,
when it comes to your turn, you want to sit and think about it. You know, you can always roll nature.
No,
Or you
nice.
can
I'm gonna take a free action to say, "Oh bugger,
Less thinking, more
oh
throwing.
bugger
things.
bear."
he steps out from the side of the tree, which you guys can now see him. At which point, he swings upwards at you with a morning star.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw that.
this
I was
is
trying
gonna-
not to say anything.
Does a 14 hit you?
on the nose.
Oh.
Where he
Wait,
hits
so you've got
you.
the whole goblin and the bugbear attacking you? Oh man,
He moved up.
Yeah.
you need to bugbear out.
Yes.
You take 7 points of damage
Oh,
as the morning star just cracks into the side of you. Just
So
almost knocking you
much.
off balance.
So much for those temporary hit points.
They go.
So, ow. I
So-
say ow.
The goblins move up. Noticing that you're being beaten the snot out of by both the hobgoblin and the bugbear,
They don't want to kill Steel.
they're going to run past, so they are going to double move. They're going to dash. So they move 60 feet forwards. Still not quite enough to get to where you guys are, based on the fact that obviously you guys are 25 foot away. So they are about 5 feet away from the two of you now. At which point we go back to the top, Macaria.
Sorry, just referencing. They moved 60 foot up, didn't
All
60
according to plan. I've got all of the
Much
players
better
out
than
on
you
the board.
Oh, what, can you do
That's
some
what
sort
I
of
was
Hadouken
working
and... No.
At level 1? No.
I wanted you to just Hadouken them out of the
Yeah, maybe at like level 3.
Hadouken!
You know,
Hadouken!
maybe.
Sub-Zero! Hadouken!
Provided I live that long.
Macaria's a bit of a pacifist, so.
Yeah. So she's going to again
Buff us. We need some buffing.
Depends on the range.
helping.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm currently helping you.
Hooray!
Hey, we like when Ember is helping and not hurting.
I'm helping!
Doesn't have any buff spells.
Oh.
Oh.
So yeah, she's gonna wait.
I think most of our spells are basically utility based.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think they are.
yeah.
one thing I vaguely remember looking up after last time, I'm not sure that help can actually be used for combat. This isn't me being shitty, it's just that...
It can. Well, according to this, give creature advantage on next check or attack.
Yeah.
And that's all about spells. Spells are not useful to me now.
Just want to check to be sure.
To be sure.
To be sure.
Yeah. It says here on our combat progression page. So you've got help, give creature advantage on next check or attack.
Okay.
It says it right there.
Alright, no worries.
I'm going to assume that either
Okay,
that's classed as a
so-
full round action or a standard action or something.
She was.
It's an action, so it would be a standard action. It doesn't say full action. So she
was-
moves up.
Yeah, she was 25 foot behind them.
Yeah, so she'd have to move up to help them, but that's fine if you want her to move up.
Yeah,
To help?
so she'll move up and give Hoff
Yep.
a hand. So on your next attack, you get advantage.
Awesome.
So yeah, so she comes up and does whatever she does to help in combat.
Wiggle.
Rubs your shoulders. Encourages you. Not entirely sure.
Yes,
Duck
come on,
left.
keep.
You can do it. We believe in you.
Duck left.
Which
Duck
one?
right. Duck.
Okay, so it's a goblin 5
Range,
foot in
50
front of me, right?
yards. Windage.
5 foot in front of you.
I
Bit
can
of
still
spotter.
fire my loaded bow at it, right?
Yeah.
You certainly can, yeah. So they're not in melee range with you yet, so
17 to hit?
definitely.
6 points of damage.
So you fire the bow, and it
If only shoot
buries
the guys
deep in its shoulder. It's just,
I think so, because I'm pretty sure.
but it's still alive.
I'll just have to check that.
Yeah, because I don't
Oh, yeah,
help
it's
you out.
one
I
or
don't
two
want
off.
to crossbow bolt you.
Ah, God fucking damn it.
At which point, are you moving at all? Okay. So you'll stay
No
where you are.
move.
Wait, no, actually, they're going to get closer.
Ranged attacks in close quarters, you have disadvantage on the attack roll with they're within 5 feet.
But I've got advantage,
They're
which means
still
I'll be
5
flat
feet
roll.
away.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying for next time.
Yeah,
that's
for when
why
they
I'm
actually step in.
bow
Yeah.
away and drawing short swords.
Okay, good to know. So I'm happy that you've got the time to do that with your move action, because why not?
Yeah, basically just sling bow so it's like over my shoulder.
Yeah, just-
and then-
Hoff.
Right.
So an
I'll-
arrow is just embedded into one of the two goblins in front of the two of you.
So if I shoot at one of the big guys in combat with Carson, that's
what I'm
disadvantage. Yeah,
looking
that's
at.
Yeah, because that's currently shooting into melee combat.
Yeah.
I believe.
But I'm pretty sure that's a disadvantage if you're not trained.
but I've got advantage at the moment.
Yeah.
So
So
With
I don't
the
know if it's
advantage
a
and
feat.
disadvantage, that would
cancel
it
each
would
other out.
cancel out. I do believe shooting into combat will basically, as I said, I'm pretty sure it just gives disadvantage.
Or is it if I crit fail then I hit him?
Potentially, if you do crit fail, you may hit him.
Well, he's dead anyway.
Stop, he's already dead.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure. More difficult one next to you. Shooting
I can't actually find anything that says about shooting into melee.
always the way. It's always the quick things, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just got range when a foe is next to you. Opportunity to fighting, contest, shoving, unseen, attack rolls, criticals. Yeah. Yeah, for the time being, while I don't have the definitive, because unfortunately it doesn't have it on here either. Because if you're going to shoot into melee, I'll put disadvantage on that, but with your advantage it will cancel it out. But there are two goblins.
That seems to be the common house rule anyway.
Yeah.
Two
Yeah.
disadvantage.
But there are two goblins 5 feet in front of you.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So there is that to consider.
Yeah, it's fine. Defend yourself.
Right, yeah, let's
I'll
get
sort
one of the
myself out.
let's get one of the goblins then.
Okay.
Surprisingly, no.
Are you going?
20.
Are you going for the already injured one or the uninjured one?
The uninjured one.
And
I just got
okay.
20. So that's a 22.
Okay. Was that natural
Nat
20?
Natural 20.
Natural 20
So
because
that's double damage.
Yep. You roll all of your
Ooh.
damage dice twice.
Okay.
Yeah, surprisingly, there is no rule for shooting into close combat. The
3.
closest thing is hitting cover.
And 9.
And then you still add your ability modifier as normal.
Yeah,
you add your dex.
That's adding that.
Yeah, that's fine. But as it's getting closer, you fire the arrow and it just goes straight through its eye socket, just pulling out matter on the other side. Just
and since I run towards you, I'm then going to be pulling out my dagger.
And I say, as it's dying because of the momentum of it, it was moving.
It'll fall at my feet.
Yeah, it falls pretty much at your feet and slides just past where your leg is.
And then drawing dagger, ready to stick the next one.
Yep.
Yeah. Another quick interruption. Thank you very, very much, for another 100 bits.
Avon, you're spoiling him tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I don't get what the Twitch stuff means apart from the Mercy head and wings.
Pick Mercy! Sorry, I'm excited. I like Mercy. So with that, are you moving at all, or are you staying where you are?
I'm staying where I'm ready to face off against these goblins.
Yep, no worries. So, Cassandra, it is your turn.
I was just having a look to see if there is a thing for like charge and stuff.
I don't think there is a charge.
That's what I was just checking.
Yeah, I don't think they added that in, unfortunately.
Boo!
Added what in?
Charge.
Yeah, we looked this up last time.
Charge!
No, that's cool. So I'm gonna move forward the 25 feet I am away from the goblin.
Yep.
So I'm gonna move up, hit one of the goblins, and then carry on going towards
Okay.
the two on him.
Roll to attack. So there's only one of the goblins left because he killed the other one, so it's just the last
so
one.
slashing at it with my great sword because I'm chopping over.
Slash!
15.
The nose. You don't have to roll damage because any amount of damage more than 0, i.e. you can deal at least 1 damage, it dies because he very nearly killed it already.
Oh,
yeah, I was that close.
So it's had an arrow go deep into its shoulder, and as you come past, barely looking, you just swing up. Blade just catches straight up, cuts into the side of its head, and it just falls sideways.
Nice.
And then I move.
Yep.
The rest of my movement
5 feet up.
Yeah.
Which point?
Sorry, one more interruption. Cassus, what am I meant to do with this? It's now gone up to 1,000 bits. And this is not taking the piss.
I don't know.
I've had trolls before. This is not trolling, so thank you very much.
Please, more no Mercy Nurse. Yes, no more Mercy Nurse. We love Mercy. Stop nerfing Mercy. Fuck you, Jeff Kaplan.
What the fuck is a bit?
Yeah.
Basically, they're small, little, tiny bits of money. So if I remember correctly, each bit is effectively a penny.
Well, damn!
But in terms of American money, it's cents, so it's not really. But it's more or less a penny.
Horrible conversion rate.
Yeah.
Still spoiling, man.
Yeah, I know it is. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well done. You've earned a.
Can I have the last of them?
Yes, you may.
So after Cassandra
Yeah, this is real.
So back into it. So after Cassandra comes past and slices up the side of the goblin, murdering it horrifically.
Technically, it's not murder. It's self-defense.
It didn't attack me. It's not self-defense. It's defending others.
So the hobgoblin.
Oh no.
But when we're dead, it'll kill you.
Based on the fact that two of you are, already in close combat like that, it is going to draw its longsword.
Is it spawn of its morning star? Oh no, it was bugbear. No, I had
Bugbear of the morning star.
Yeah.
The hobgoblin fired an arrow at you. At which point does a 9 hit?
No! I managed to avoid that.
So, in true monk style, you've struck at its shield, you've been walloped with the morning star. As he draws the sword up, you just slap the flat of the blade as it swings it around, just moving it completely out of the way, and just preparing yourself for not being murdered. At which point he stays there, because, he wants to keep threatening you. It's your turn.
Hooray! Disengage.
Disengage. So, you take the disengage action, at which point your movement won't provoke.
Assuming
you're moving.
Yes, yeah, I'm moving back towards the group.
Okay, so you've got 30 foot, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got 30 foot.
Cool, so you move 30 foot back.
Just out of curiosity, you know that the dodge action, is that literally just a flat action?
You use the dodge action, at which point, until the start of your next turn,
More bits, yeah, another couple of
Jeff,
hundred.
please no.
Papa Jeff. Thank you very much. Seriously, thank
for
you.
context, for anyone who's not sure, Mercy's a healer in Overwatch. She's fantastic. Jeff Kaplan, the guy who runs it, keeps fucking nerfing her. Bastard! We don't want him to be doing that.
No.
Oh yeah, I remember her. From the one time I played, she was my favourite character.
Yeah, Mercy's awesome. But yeah, so dodge, until the start of your next turn, any attack roll against you has disadvantage if you can see the attacker, and you make dex save throws with advantage. However, you lose this benefit if you're incapacitated or your speed drops to 0.
So is it possible for me to disengage and dodge, or
No. Dodge and disengage are each an action. The only people who can do disengage as a bonus action are rogues, and I think there's one other class that can do it off the top of my head.
Cool. Well, either way,
Anyway,
disengage. Disengage!
Yeah,
And then you move back 30
so
foot.
you move
That's-
back
yeah.
30 foot,
Yep.
so that functionally puts you to where you were before.
It's like, haha! No.
He'd move 25 foot back. They're 25 foot back.
I'm 15,
She's about 20
15,
foot from him.
15 foot from him.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you moved up to the... Yeah, apologies, my bad.
So is that...
This is why we use maps sometimes, but don't have one at the moment.
Can't be bothered.
So, I promise I might stop soon.
No,
sorry.
don't.
So, you move
Don't
30
encourage
back.
it.
At which point,
Even.
The birthday girl demands it.
Bugbear growls and moves 30 foot to try and catch up with you.
And then attacks you.
It's like, whoop, 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 whoop. Grrr.
Which point, he runs up, swings his mace, that is Morningstar, sorry. He swings it down and just catches it into the dirt in front of you.
What can a monk actually do at level 1?
Hit things to use a bonus action to do an extra hit. That's pretty much it at the
Deploy
moment.
your Fist of Fury.
So, goblins 1, 2, and 3 don't get turns, they're dead. Macaria goes next.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna have her to reserve her turn for when, if they move up, so that she can move up with them to help them.
So the way it works in this one is you can't reserve turns.
Okay.
What you do is you ready actions.
Okay.
You don't
gonna-
get to carry across movement unless you hold a dash action.
Okay.
Alternatively, you can use the hold an action to use help. In this instance, if you use help now, it'll still carry over if they move up or anything like that. So she doesn't have to still remain next to them.
Okay, so she's gonna help them and then reserve the dash.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, because help is the action which she'd be reserving, and then you've only got your move action left.
Alright, yeah, no.
So she wouldn't be able to
No
reserve it. Sorry.
Yeah, so she will help
She can
off
help.
again.
Okay.
Is
Is
all the help you can get.
she going to move at all, or is she going to stay there?
She's gonna stay there for now.
Yeah, sorry. So for reference for that, we're used to Pathfinder where you can hold your turn and change your initiative in the turn. In 5th edition, for anyone who doesn't know, the way it works is you hold a specific action and a trigger for that action. So, for example, you could say something like, I'm going to hold an action because I've heard people around the corner. As soon as someone who looks like an enemy comes around the corner, I attack. At which point, when someone's around the corner, you attack! Apologies.
Triggered!
Just going to, miss my ranges again. Sorry, I'm going to stop swinging my arms now. But yeah, so it's a little bit different to what we're used to. So there's a bit of a teething problem. Nice. Bit of a teething problem there. Swapping from Pathfinder to D&D.
My bad.
Yeah. So
Okay,
Kara
yeah.
needs help.
Yeah.
Zach, is your turn.
Cool.
Let's do get help.
Is there still a goblin in front of me?
No, it's
Nope.
dead.
Cool.
That has been murderated.
I thought there was two.
He killed one, I killed the one that you'd already hurt.
In that case, hang for a sparrow, shoot at the closest one.
Okay, so the bugbear is currently in melee with him, which will impose disadvantage on your attack.
Again, duck!
But you are currently 50 foot away from the hobgoblin. You could shoot at that one.
Yeah, you can still shoot
Okay.
at the hobgoblin without disadvantage.
Okay, I'll shoot the hobby then.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still a big imposing bastard.
A little bit, yeah. Nerf this.
Oh, fuck. I did a Merlan.
For reference, you didn't have disadvantage on that, but because you've already rolled it,
Oh.
like I said,
On the
you didn't have
hobgoblin,
disadvantage.
Oh,
no
right.
disadvantage.
but that's fine. Basically, the arrow just flies up into the tree canopy again, and you have no idea where it's gone.
Fuck.
The likelihood of retrieving that, low.
Yeah.
Slim to none.
It's okay. Druids are going to start taking offence at this point.
I'll reload instead of moving.
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry, that's fine. Carson, no, I'm completely in the wrong area.
It's me next.
You're doing nothing right now because it's Hoff's go.
Yes. Right,
So I was looking down at the hobgoblin.
Seeing as an injured goblin bearing down on me.
There isn't, because the injured goblin got murderated.
Oh, that one got murderated. In that,
You killed yours instantly.
Yeah.
The one he'd injured, she then killed.
right. In that case,
So I've got the bugbear on me,
That
and there's a
case,
hobgoblin somewhere a bit
crossbow.
further behind.
load, and let's go for the. So which one's on you? The bugbear.
The bugbear, yeah.
Let's go for the hobgoblin then.
You want to go for the hobgoblin?
It's
Yeah.
50 foot away from you.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that
It's
light
within
crossbow range?
light crossbow was 30 actually, I think.
I'll have to move forward then. Oh, are there any other
You can move
targets?
forward. There is the bugbear. If you fire at the bugbear, you'll be at a flat roll.
Because
Yeah.
you have an advantage
Yeah.
at the moment, it would
Yeah.
cancel out the disadvantage from shooting.
Let's try and get the bugbear then.
Cool. So one roll.
17, which with my dex is 19.
That hits.
And
Roll
then
damage.
there's your proficiency as well, which,
Proficiency is 2.
yeah, so even more. So that's higher.
Oh,
Yeah.
proficiency on top of. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're proficient with the weapon, you are proficient.
Yes.
Bonus. So,
And
damage.
that is a 9.
9.
Oh,
Very
nice.
Does
So-
proficiency go on that as well?
No.
No, on attack rolls, but not damage.
So, fire your crossbow, and the bugbear there, as it's slammed its mace into the floor, and it's hit it in the arm, it's just. Looks like you did some damage to it there. Moving at all, or are you staying there?
Standing ground.
Standing ground? Fantastic. Cassandra.
I'm going to move up the 15 foot to the bugbear.
So, if you were to move, if you were to move 25 foot, you could get to flanking with him, so that you
But
have
that
advantage
would get
against
me
it.
15 away from being attacked in the back by the hobgoblin.
That's true, but he
So-
can potentially still move up to you either way.
Yeah, but at least I'd be able to see him coming. So I'm going to forego the advantage
No, that's fine.
to make sure I don't get caught in the back.
Yep, not a problem. So,
Makes sense.
yeah, no,
Again,
totally reasonable.
with my greatsword. I'm going
So-
to slash out.
Being sneaky.
Better to provide all the
So
options.
So that is 22?
That hits.
Yeah, 22.
Roll damage.
Definitely do a lot better than I do.
I
mean,
get a
that's not
plus
difficult.
6 to my roll and I rolled a 16. So
Ah.
I'm meant for melee. Plus 4 to that. Oh, boo. 7.
7 damage.
Ooh,
Okay.
not cool.
I rolled a 1 and a 2 on my fucking d6.
Sorry, you're just gonna
Shit.
scratch its eyes out.
Is off the top of my
My
head,
greatsword is 2d6 plus 4.
do you get greatsword as a weapon thing with bloodhunters? Because if you get a weapon type training, oh no, second level you get it. Never mind. Sorry, because when you get fighting styles, I remember that with greatswords you can re-roll 1s and 2s, but she doesn't get it to level 2.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're still level 1.
So nearly, but not.
Sad, but
that's
true.
Fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
So, at which point the hobgoblin
Hobgoblin.
is going to move up,
Yep.
and he is going to move up into melee range with you,
Yep.
and he's going to swing his long sword at you. No, I'm looking at the goblin stats there. That's why it's so different.
If it's more than a 14, yes.
It is a 15.
Yep. That's more than 14.
At which point you take 5 slashing damage.
Okay, only 1 point of damage goes through. Because of the temp.
Yeah, that's fine. So
But
it comes up,
need more meat shields.
slashes across one-handed style at you, and it goes straight across the front, barely really hurting you.
That's mildly
At
inconvenient.
which point, Carson's up.
Right, well, at least now I've got support. So,
I missed when we had meat shields.
You have a big, snarling, muscled bugbear in front of you.
I missed the red shirt.
is it possible for me to take... wait, so the dodge means the attacker has disadvantage and dex save is advantage. If I take that, can I still attack on this turn?
You can't use your action to attack, but you still have a bonus action.
You can use your bonus action to attack.
Yeah, I think...
your attack is your action is to dodge, but your bonus action is to attack.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that.
Oh,
So yeah, so I'm going to dodge and then use my bonus action to attack the bugbear
bugbear,
because
yeah.
it's the most damaged at this point. I believe.
Okay. Roll to attack.
Oh,
No.
7.
No.
Yes, I'm like, yeah.
At this point,
Right, you are doing a cat of.
so at this point, you've started to do sort of dodge and weave type movement. At which point you've tried to come in with a quick jab, and it's like hitting concrete, and you feel like you've just done nothing, and you've hit him in the ab, but it's just done nothing.
Or it's like when you're having one of those dreams where you go to punch and for some reason it feels like you're punching like a pillow.
Yeah. Or it's like, oh no, the room's on fire, I better run away, and you're running away really slowly.
And I take it you're not moving?
No.
You've only got move. You get taken attack of all.
Yeah.
So,
It's not worth
bugbear
It's true.
is going to swing its morning star at you again with disadvantage.
Still going to finally hit me, isn't he?
Yeah, so he fails completely miserably, and as he pulls the morning star up out of the ground to try and hit you, he almost overbalances and slams into the ground behind him.
Ha
When he tried to attack you before, he rolled a 1. With disadvantage, he had another 1.
Hooray!
He's not going to move because he's growling at you. Vicaria's turn.
Grr.
Back round to the top.
Okay. You can do it.
Is that what you're doing right now? Is go on then.
Go on, fucking have it!
Bite his freaking head off!
It appears that with my assistance, the
The efficiency of your attacks has risen exponentially.
there we go.
Zach's turn.
Thank
Okay,
you.
I'm going to try and shoot at the hobgoblin again.
We can totally do this.
Cool, so it is at disadvantage this time. It is in melee combat now.
Okay,
And roll
in that
another
case, no matter what, I'm missing anyway.
You do still need to roll just in case.
In case you hit me.
If you do
or-
roll a 1, you will hit one of
Aw.
them.
Nope.
You rolled a 4.
But that's fine. So the arrow just flies straight between all the combatants, not hitting anything at all. You moving at all? Cool. Hoff.
You're getting
Okay, so
angry.
I have advantage.
have advantage on
because
ranged
they're in
attacks?
melee.
Yeah. So
It's
just-
flat roll for
Okay,
you.
flat.
If you were to move up and use a melee weapon, you'd be at advantage for the roll.
I'm not good at melee.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, that's when you just go.
That's
Yeah.
what I said.
Yeah.
What I said.
So,
Because
You
I
knew he'd stay.
right, so I get my dex and my proficiency on this, do I?
to the attack roll,
The
yeah.
attack. Alright.
Alright.
Alright. 17.
Okay, which one were you aiming for?
One in
Bugbear or hobgoblin?
Bugbear, 'cause I've already hit him once.
Cool, that hits. Roll damage, please.
The hero rises forth.
Damage.
8 damage.
Okay.
Turn him into a pincushion.
Yep, so that one hits him just in the
the
top
pec.
pectoral, and he, especially as he'd swung back and he'd left it glaringly open, it sinks deep in, he coughs a little blood just seeps out into the fur around his
If he goes down, I reckon I'll scare the
lower
goblins off.
chin.
Am I the only one that hasn't hit anything yet?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
hit
Damn
a
it.
while.
You moving
But
at
at
all,
least you
Zach?
hit something. Oh, actually, no. Hikari hasn't, but she's
a
doesn't.
pacifist.
She's
come
helping.
back.
Yeah, but she's not
But
trying
he is
to
Are you
aiding
moving at
people in
all, or are you
hate.
staying
Yeah,
there?
yeah,
That's her
advance.
gimmick. What the
You're going to move
fuck's
up
your
because
excuse?
they're currently 20 feet in front of you.
Yeah, I'm advancing.
Cool. Are you going into melee range?
Oh. Bugger, yeah. Knife.
Okay. If you move up
That's not a
25 foot,
Oh, I've just got my hunter's knife.
if you move up 25 foot based on where you are, the hobgoblin will have advantage on attacks from him. Even though it's obviously you in main melee combat with him, he'll have the advantage.
Yeah.
Because of where you're stood.
Let's dogpile this. Yeah.
Dogpile!
So you move up 25 foot, at which point Cassandra.
I'll stab him in the knees.
Good idea.
Oh,
That might help.
That's not an attack, that was just a move.
He did attack. He used a ranged attack and then he moved.
Ah, right, fair enough. Fuck you, hobgoblin.
Okay, so
Hobble the hobgoblin.
That's the plan. That is 24.
that hits. Roll damage, please.
Come on, I need to redeem myself before, these bastards are finished.
Will you still roll damage?
That is a lot better. And that is 15.
15 damage?
Yeah.
Well, shit.
I rolled better that time.
Damn.
So, as he's swung across your chest, he's
This is how you
swung
hit
across,
someone.
and he's brought his sword back, leaving himself open here. As he's open here, you take your great sword just straight up the middle, and you don't quite cut him in half.
Oh.
However, the entire front section of his body
Butterflies.
is split open.
A butterfly.
At which point he sort of looks down, almost not realising that he's already dead. And then he falls back.
Oh, can I please just do a push?
You can.
Yeah.
There is enough time.
No,
And that-
spit in his wound.
No. And that is how you hit someone.
As he falls down, you see the light leave his eyes,
Fatality.
and the corpse just hits with a wet thud.
Yeah.
Wait, fatality. Cassandra wins.
Hobgoblin doesn't get a turn. Are you moving at all?
I am going to move so that I am in flanking.
Okay. It is now your
Bugbear.
turn.
You get
You
advantage.
have advantage on your attacks this time.
Right,
Because we're now flanking it.
in for a penny, in for a bloody pound. I'm not taking a dodge action this time.
Fucking hit it!
Yeah, I'm just going to go all in.
Fists of Fury.
You have advantage on your attacks because you're now flanking with Cassandra.
Yep.
Right, come on.
Fucking hit it!
Go for a big kick. Come on.
Roll.
Ooh, that might be good. 21 to hit.
Yep. Roll damage.
He
Hooray!
hit something! Woo!
4 damage.
Ah, that's a punchline. Wait, what?
Does that kill it?
How do you want to do this?
Oh, I wanted to go for
Break his sternum. Break his sternum.
no, I wanted to go for a reverse roundhouse. So basically, I just
Roundhouse.
yeah. So you know you've got your normal roundhouse.
I know what a reverse roundhouse is.
I'm
So-
more doing it from their point of view.
Roundhouse.
So, he
Roundhouse.
looks like he's about to swing his leg up, but he brings it round, almost looking like he's overbalancing, at which point he pivots on that foot and swings the back of his other leg straight across its face, and you hear a sickening crack as its head turns almost the whole way round, and there's a wet gargle from some of the blood still coming out of its mouth.
Yeah.
And it spasms
Roadhouse.
and falls, also dead, crumbling in a pile on the ground.
Yeah, so
You are now out of initiative.
yeah. In which case, I'm just going to look at the bugbear and I'm just say, yeah, fuck you.
I have a feeling they ain't listening.
Well done. Let's keep going.
Yep.
Hang on, might be something useful on him.
You could look if you want. It'll probably be someone else's.
Yeah, but with no idea who it's going to belong to now. We may as well make use of it if they do have something.
Then
Gold's gold, yo.
Right. Yeah. Come on. Loot. Loot.
So, looking across the goblins' bodies, they don't really have anything other than a couple of really basic sort of knifey type weapons and a
I
couple
wish
of...
to drag them into a pile.
Yeah, that's easy enough. You've got a
'Cause
bit of time.
I want them in a pile as a warning to the other goblins.
But say as you're pulling them, so weapons wise, they've got a couple of short bows on them and a couple of scimitars on the goblins. Nothing special, very bad quality crap weapons.
How many bolts can I recover? I fired.
oh yeah, I
4.
shot one. Can I get it back from the tree? Because
Uh,
you said mine went into the tree behind him.
You
Yeah,
can
that's
get
fine.
yours
Ammunition
back.
recovery.
Five, how many?
I fired 4.
You can get back 1.
Can I get back the one that was in the goblin? I know the rest of them are gone, but
You can.
cool. And I'm also going to try looting any other bastards.
That's fine. So I was
They were on looting.
going to that. So, the bugbear has on it 2 javelins and a morning star. They don't look good quality, but they don't look bad quality. They look fairly average. The hobgoblin has a fairly basic longsword on him and a basic longbow. Between the hobgoblin and the bugbear, they've got about 10 gold pieces.
Group funds.
Yeah, so they've got 10 gold pieces
You said
between them.
longbow and short sword, didn't you?
Longbow and longsword from the hobgoblin.
Long sword.
Again, nothing special, nothing awful.
And 10 gold.
10 gold between the two, the hobgoblin and the bugbear.
I'm writing down everything that we get.
Cool.
What's the time of that?
It's nearly
It's
half
about
9.
9:30.
9:30. It's not too bad.
Are we going to have our break now?
Yeah, I think that's perfect time to have one.
Because the other thing is, that's a level up.
Woo!
Everybody hits level 2,
What?
so that's good.
Level 2.
And on the brief break, we can probably get that done because the level ups are quite quick in 5th edition.
Yep.
Looted them for the little gold and crap weapons that they had.
And put them into a big pile.
Yep, that's fine. And they put all the bodies into a big pile.
Like a spear with like a big spear in the top or something. They
didn't have any spears on them.
Oh, okay. Well,
Javelins.
yeah, javelins. Yeah,
But we're taking them with us.
Okay.
Because javelins can
We
be
can
thrown.
sell them for loot. Or throw them. Or
Yeah, so anything that looks half decent, we could get, some
Again, it all
coins
looks
for.
fairly bog standard to not greatly kept. So you don't reckon it will sell well, but you could always use it as spares, maybe.
Can I please remind someone of something that they may have forgotten?
Potentially.
That my character didn't notice, but they did. The high-pitched voice that wasn't goblin-like. And wing flutter.
I do
about
remember
that.
the wing flutter. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't hear it, because we rolled terrible. We didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Good point. Thank you very much for that.
What do we say to the
Could it be
goblin? Not the Fae.
Could it be? Well, no. Could it be that they have like a goblin shaman who maybe has like a familiar or something? Or...
We don't know.
Yeah, so it's like...
I don't know, no one's looked yet.
Yeah,
We
so in that
can't
case, it's
check.
like... Yeah, so... Wait a minute, yeah. Did hear something else.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, there was something a bit higher pitched that I believe I heard and sounded like fluttering.
Yeah, I
Can
heard
I-
that too.
Can I take a wisdom check? My favoured enemies, goblins. If I know about them associating with anything like this.
Even without a check, you really don't think they'd associate with a lot of things that fly.
Yeah.
You think they'd try and eat most of them, based on the fact that goblins aren't exactly the cleverest individuals.
Did they all come from a tree, or did they come out of a bush, or...
So the tree that they came out from behind, at the angle that...
Just to let you know, just in case. Because I don't know if it's relevant or not, but I'm making it known.
That's fine.
Okay. Ooh.
So, like the way it was angled, there's the tree that they were behind, but there is actually another tree that was covering some more of the forest area, sat in front of them, so you couldn't quite see that direction very well. As you came further forwards, you went past the tree and you could see more into the forest, but can't really see anything around at the moment. You have the feeling you may have waited too long to go and have a look. And so unfortunately, based on the fact that they saw you, you have the feeling whatever the other thing is, it may possibly have skedaddled by this point. Feel free to roll an investigation check.
Yeah, because I'm going to investigate around the area where they came out. Because obviously I was closest to them at the time, so I would have been able to see a bit more clearly. Investigation. Even with only a 1 to that, 18.
Yeah. See, even at this point, looking around, you can't see any other footprints. You can't see anything particularly obvious that would give away something. And if it was wings like you think you've heard, it may never have hit the ground. So there's nothing really to track. Best guess, whatever it is, might have flown away, but based on the fact that it can fly, you have no idea whether it's gone up or across. And
damn.
just as a thing, you know, creatures that fly tend to be quite quick.
Yeah, it's like, well, whatever it was, it's probably gone.
Well,
if I went to have a look, would I get my advantage?
Unfortunately not, because they
I
sort
was
of...
just- yeah.
Yeah, he sort of explains that it was flying, and because there's nothing tracks-wise you can see, there's just not enough to go on.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Right. Well, I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna check my dog's all right, and then we'll get going.
Let's get going.
Yeah, so you go back over to the dog. The dog's sort of there, happy enough it stopped when the fighting had started. And he nozzles up to you a little bit.
Go girl.
Gives you a lick up the side of your face.
Oh, who's a good girl? Right.
Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Right. I'll stay with the baggage.
Okay, so you've already done sort of about 7 hours walking so far. Going for another hour or so?
Yeah.
Go for another hour or so, and then we'll make camp.
Yeah, we should probably think about resting.
Yeah, that's why I said another hour or so.
So you go on for about another hour. Nothing really eventful particularly happens.
You're wounded, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
You come to what looks like a reasonable sort of cropping of rocks, and at best guess you reckon this would be good because you could use it partially as shelter, maybe from the wind. It's not. There's no caves or anything, but there's at least something to rest your back up against. And
good enough. I will.
There's a little bit of a hang at the top of the rock.
I'll set a fire using my mechanical firelighter.
Ooh.
Cool. If you could roll me survival.
Okay.
Just to obviously make sure the fire doesn't like burn everything
Yeah, my
down.
survival's not great.
Fine. Someone can help you.
15.
No, that's absolutely fine.
Right, and then since we're going to be resting soon, I'm going to do cure wounds on Carson.
Yay.
So that's D8 plus my spell attack bonus. Is that right?
Note for cure wounds, I believe it's D8 plus your caster level.
Oh, caster level. Oh, right, it's 1 then.
Also, just quickly, Evan, thank you very much for the follow. So you gave bits and all that sort of stuff, but you didn't actually follow. But thank you.
Do you want to roll?
It'd be you rolling since your spell.
All right. So I need to roll to cast first, and then.
Oh no, you don't need to roll to cast because he's not actively trying to stop you cast it.
You just rolled then.
Yeah, you
7.
Just roll.
Yeah, I'm just there like, no, just don't do it.
Oh no, sorry, it's
Seven.
D8 plus your spell casting ability modifier. So the wisdom being a +1, it's D8 plus 1.
7.
Yeah.
So that now goes up to 2.
Yay.
Yeah, because you've got 2 hit die. But yeah, so he starts to weave together some kind of natural magics. You're not entirely sure the deal with it. You've seen people cast it before, but you don't really know how to do it. But he weaves together some magic, and some of your wounds start to just pull together, and the flesh just knits back in.
Yeah, it's like, thank you.
So the campfire that you put together is completely adequate. It's not going to fall down and set people on fire.
Yep.
It'd be adequate to do a bit of cooking on.
Yeah, I'm going to unhitch the dog, and it'll sit down in front of the fire, and I'll feed it.
Right, we need to set up a plan for sleeping. We need people on guard while we're out in this wilderness. We need night guards. So
I can see in the dark pretty good.
so can I.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't. So,
nor can I.
Well,
as much as I'd like to volunteer, I probably wouldn't be as useful.
we still need
But
people on guard.
you need to sleep so you can get your abilities back, don't you?
Well, yeah, I do need a rest, but yeah, give me a few hours rest and wake me up when it's my turn for watch.
I'll start watch. Is someone going to join with me?
Yeah, I'm going to.
If we have to.
I'm going to swaddle myself in a blanket and then nuzzle myself up against my dog.
I'll join you. I'm still feeling pretty fresh.
So essentially, as long as you get a full 8 hours sleep each, then you'll get all your hit points and you'll get all your spells cast and everything back. None of you have used any hit die for healing, so that's fine.
I don't need no healing.
Strap us up, Mr. Fighter. But yeah, so as long as you get an adequate 8 hours each, I say you could potentially do 1 night shift each and at 2 hours apiece, and everyone will get the full 8.
And so my watch begins.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so we're going to do it one and do it at 2 hours each, or are we going to have 2 and then have 4 hours?
Again, it's up to you guys.
I'm not too fast either way.
No, go to sleep already. Wake me up when you need me.
Wake me up before you go.
Who could have thought
Yeah, so
someone
go
could
to
die
sleep.
in someone
I'll watch 2
instance of
hours,
gasoline
then I'll
fight.
wake you.
Alright.
Then you watch for 2. Then you can wake off.
I'm basically just going to leaning against the tree and just pull my hand down.
When you wake off, tell him to wake Carson next.
Will do, man.
Okay, so you're up first?
Yep.
Okay, so your 2 hours go by relatively uneventfully. You listen to the rustlings of the forest.
I can see. I've got dog vision 60 foot.
Oh yeah, but I mean,
I'm watching the rustlings in the forest.
you listen and watch the rustlings in the
Yeah,
forest.
so there's no point in the two of us going on watch at the same time.
No, we're doing 2 hour stints
Yeah,
each. So
Yeah, you see the odd sort of bird fly past. You see an owl sit in a tree for an hour.
while I'm waiting, I'm going to cure up the
Some
1 hit
doggos
point
out in the
damage
woods.
that I took.
Yeah. I say 2 hours go by. Zach, you're woken up. You sit down. You can't best see very well, but again, you largely listen to the
The,
rustlings in the forest.
the fire will have died down now, and
I'm going to,
I'll probably keep the
when I'm about to
fire
go to bed,
alive
I would get out my bedroll and get all cozy.
Yeah.
Get out my armour, because sleeping in armour.
You take your time.
It's going to take me about half an hour to get out my armour anyway.
what kind of armor you got?
I've got scale mail.
Oh right, yeah. I've just got a leather jack, so it's fine.
I just got
You
my
listen
clothes.
to the wind blowing through the trees. Another 2 hours goes by. You wake up Hoff, and then you get your head down for your next 6 hours of sleep.
Right, I'll leave the dog sleeping. She needs her rest, and I'll sit there. I'll sit there and while I'm on watch, I'll be fiddling with my. I'll be maintaining my firelighter.
Yeah. So give me a tinkering roll that you've got.
Yeah, I've got Tinker, which.
Yep. So that will be. I'll make that your intelligence for this one, as well as your proficiency modifier.
Okay, so that's 16.
Yeah, so you more than successfully maintain it. Everything is fine. You make sure to replace any of the little bits and moving parts and flints and things. Completely well maintained. That kills off a good hour and a half for you as you're just doing it slowly but carefully.
Yeah, with my back to the fire, looking out.
Yeah, another half hour goes past and you sort of just listen to the forest and its sounds.
Yeah.
After that goes by,
And then I'll wait.
you wake up this numpty.
Yeah, it's like,
cousin, my friend, your turn.
don't worry, you get some sleep.
Alright.
So I'm gonna find a bit to basically just sit and watch out basically.
Roll me perception at disadvantage.
Oh, why me?
Always dead man's watch.
What was it?
Because it's your channel.
12.
You hear a very, very light rustling, at which point something comes out of the side of
Zombie dragon.
one of the little lower tree branches and climbs down, sort of slinks down, starts sniffing towards the cart.
Yeah, so, the hell's that? I'm gonna pick up my axe, my hand axe, and I'm gonna go wandering
Go
towards
investigate.
Okay, are you being even remotely quiet?
No,
Okay, so
I'm literally just strolling up towards it.
roll me another perception.
Disadvantage or normal?
No, this one should be normal.
Non-natural 20.
Okay, so as you pick up the axe, you hear whatever it is startle, and as you get a bit closer, you see what looks like a small, reddy brownish tail with a white tip just flick off back into the darkness.
Fox.
Please tell me.
Did I get an
Yes,
indication of roughly how big it might have been, or did I just see the tail and nothing more?
Size of maybe a large house cat, maybe slightly bigger.
Maybe a crack fox?
I'll let you real bird.
It's like, well.
Did you want to roll a nature check?
I could try.
Just do it.
There's a fox called Jerome.
4. A wild tail roams the forest.
Yeah, you haven't got a clue. That could have been a fucking beast for all you know.
Yeah, it's like, well, whatever it was, I scared it off.
I think I saw a lion. Possibly an owlbear, I don't know.
Yeah, it might have been. It could have been either of those. You don't know. You don't know what colour they are, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Are there small, vicious owlbears?
So,
Maybe owlbears.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna head back towards the fire now because maybe it's a bit
Mountain
safer
owlbears.
over there.
Things in the mountain, because
But yeah,
mountain species.
But the
are
rest
smaller.
of your watch largely goes by fairly boringly. The end of that, you wake up Macario.
Yeah, I'm a bit more like alert, you know, if that makes sense. After that encounter, I'm just like, I wonder if it's gonna come back, whatever the hell it was. Maybe there's other things out there.
are you gonna warn Macaria when you wake her up?
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, when it comes to waking people up, yeah.
We have a dog as well.
Yeah, so you wake Macario
It's
up.
not-
Is
it's a
it
sniffing
upon me to guard thy unconsciousness?
Yeah, it's like, yes, good idea. By the way, keep an eye out for a thing. I don't know what it was.
A thing. Could you elaborate, or are you that stupid that you do not understand which creature is what?
It was nothing, just a funny sound.
I couldn't see exactly what it was, and when I went to approach it, I just saw, well, what I thought was a tail.
Ah, so it seems your inability to see in the dark is your downfall.
It could have been its face.
There's no need to be rude.
I was merely stating that your inability to see in the dark is your downfall. I'm noting a weakness that I can therefore encompass into future situations.
I'm just gonna let you take over. Wander off.
Okay. So once again, Macaria's last watch as the sun starts to crash back up over the trees goes without real incident.
Oh yeah,
You all start
singling out the failure.
Yeah. You all start to. You were fourth.
It was whoever was fourth, I'm guessing.
But yeah, so you all start to come back to consciousness. You know, your night's rest largely
Wake
uninterrupted.
up. Put pointy hat back on.
I wake up and start spending ages getting on my scale mail.
You want to end there?
Put on my leather armour and lace it up quite quickly.
I give her a hand as much as I can with her armour.
Yeah, that's fine. That's not a problem. It takes half as long as you normally would take to put it on.
Mm.
You find some fox tracks near the cart. It looks like it was startled before it really did anything.
Looks like we had a visit last night.
Yeah, we did. Do you know what it was?
Fox.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. It's probably trying. We'll move the cart closer to the fire tomorrow night.
Mm.
Yeah, those tracks look to me like it might have been a dire red tandem.
So I have no idea what the hell it was, but it ran away before I got a chance to look.
It's a small wild dog.
You gather everything
explains
together,
it.
and largely, so you put out the fire. Largely, the next 2 days go by fairly uneventfully. You don't really find any tracks other than your typical sort of thing you'd find in a forest. Your nights of rest go fairly uninterrupted. Yeah, the odd creature appears here and there, curious as to the sights and sounds of something staying in the forest. The odd, slightly more inquisitive creature comes a little bit closer, depending on who's up when. You know, some of them might come closer. They might be interested. They might be spooked easily, but nothing particularly out of the ordinary. Gets through to your 4th day of travelling, and if everyone could roll me a perception check.
So how long have you been travelling at this
Do I get
point?
advantage?
Or is it
This is your 4th day. You're probably out to lunch. At
Are we
this
still in
point.
woodland?
You're still in woodland.
Do I
It's
get
still
my
largely the
advantage
same.
then?
You do, yeah. It's still largely the same type of foresty area as it's been.
Why do I get the decent rolls, the stuff that doesn't matter so much? Natural 20 for a 23.
14.
17.
12.
Okay, so anyone who got above a 15
Damn it.
notices some tracks, and they are clearly boot prints.
Ooh.
Ooh, scrolling conversations.
Squirrels. Squirrel.
Oh.
Squirrel. I have an
Squirrels,
inkling.
Morty, get out of here!
I have an inkling of what it is. I'm not going to say anything because that's going to ruin it.
Yeah. So just for the bit of role play, I see. So boot prints. I'm gonna get closer to the ground. Yeah.
What?
They're dwarven boot prints.
Everybody on your guard.
You see the weight. Weight of that there. Definitely dwarf.
I know these.
Alright, everyone be on your guard. We've got dwarves. That's probably what's been stopping everything else getting to the capital.
The footprints, they look like they've sort of wandered around a little bit. The particular ones you found look like he's gone off towards the side to a bush. He's probably gone for a quick bathroom break at best guess. But then he's come back and joined the group, and they've gone off in the direction of Obsidia.
So we basically stumbled across some boot prints of one person, and it's like there's a few of them. Yeah, headed. I'm going to assume it's basically still east at this point.
Yeah. The main bulk of the boot prints are heading east.
It's going to be one of those kind of days, huh?
Any idea, a rough number that I might be able to get, or is it just a bit jumbled
No,
at this
I
point?
know-
Survival.
I have dwarves as a preferred enemy.
You do,
Ooh.
and you'll be able to roll survival at advantage.
Let's see who gets better.
Oh,
Probably you.
2 18s. Plus one, so plus 1s and 19.
And your proficiency, because you're
Oh, sorry, yeah.
because it's dwarves, so it'll be proficient.
21.
14 for me, so yeah, you win.
It looks like they've tried to be relatively clever because they are primarily dwarf boot prints. There's a couple that aren't dwarves, but by the looks of it, there's 7 of them. 2 of them don't look like dwarf prints. The rest do.
It's a mixed group. 7 individuals, I think.
Your best guess is around 5 to 7.
No, yeah, so I'd guess around there. So, what do you mean by mixed group?
They're not all dwarfs.
What?
There's 2 that aren't dwarfs. I'm not sure exactly what they are. I mean, they could be human, could be something else, roughly human size. Can't really tell.
And based on your roll, you reckon they're about half a day out?
Right.
It's been about half a day since they've been here?
Maybe 12 hours away.
Right.
They're not too disturbed.
So half a day ahead.
Dwarves and goblins are my specialty.
Useful.
I speak Dwarvish if we come across them.
It's not a good sign that they're heading in the same direction we are.
Well, a lot of people go to Obsidia. A lot of people have business there.
But if dwarves are heading to Obsidia, they're probably going to attack it.
No, not a good this size. They're probably going to resupply us or something.
Would they be let in?
Tell me, how do I say rot and die in Dwarven?
Depends. Do Obsidia have any particular laws against the dwarves, regardless whether they are have good intentions or not?
The dwarves are a fractious people. They're not all the same.
Trained in history.
I don't think
Yes. Yes,
If you're
I have.
trained in history, you can roll it.
I have it as artificer's law in history, as I think that's part of a racial thing.
If you're trained in history, or is it?
If you've coloured history in.
No, I haven't coloured history, but I've got a mark for my racial.
Yeah, that'll be specifically more towards artificing.
History is my forte.
Yeah, but roll me history.
21.
21. So, Obsidia is one of the more liberal cities. They're
cosmopolitan.
Yeah, they've done what they can to try and functionally eradicate racism.
Right.
There is a strict rule in place that you don't just outright show racism to any other race, no matter what. However, anyone inside the wall is treated equally.
Right.
So, dwarf, man, elf, whatever the case is, they don't discriminate. However, they do keep an eye on everyone. So, even racial slurs you get in a lot of trouble for.
Yeah. Right. Obsidia is very PC when it comes to races and things like that. So they'll happily accept dwarves into the city, and they keep an eye on everyone indiscriminately. They don't
Thanks
single
for
out
heads up on that. I'll have to make
specific
sure
races.
I don't use my tongue too.
Yes,
vividly.
when we get in that city, there will be no saying anything bad of any races.
So best behaved.
Wow.
It's mostly mostly dwarves
Very
and goblins
best
attacking the caravans I was guarding all those years, but never mind.
Unfortunately, that's outside of the city.
Yes.
Hmm.
Oh well.
But once we're in the city, we need to be on our absolute best behaviours. As I turn to Macaria, and including
Subtle
you.
staring.
Well, let's just hope that there's nobody there to provoke us.
So, if we find these dwarves on our travels there, don't immediately engage, don't immediately attack them. We will try and talk to them first. I know that's going to be difficult, Hoff, with your background and history with them, but if they aren't going to attack us, there's no point in attacking them.
Don't worry, if they're not civil, we go for the head.
Yes. At this point, we're still outside the walls.
Yeah. Well, let's go. Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
So, continue on. So it's not long after you'd stopped for lunch that you found these tracks.
Cool.
Okay. Seconds. I'll just grab.
Well, we've got a really fat person in the group, and someone with a quit it! Angela!
Only $100.
So, travel for another 2, maybe 3 hours, and Carson and Hoff. The two of you notice a couple of much fresher tracks. Much fresher.
Ooh.
Roll me a perception, just you two.
Okay.
15.
21.
Damn you.
Okay. Both of you notice some broken bark on one of the trees a little bit ahead of you. You look around again and you see broken bark on a couple of the trees around you.
So,
Intriguing.
And you look up as you hear the slightest rustle. You don't think you're alone.
Right, I'll pull my crossbow from my back.
No, yeah. With that, I literally just, I'm gonna, the whole.
I'm right at the back of the queue. I ain't seeing jack shit.
Yeah, I'm doing it as obvious as I can. As if like something's wrong.
Yeah,
I'm ready by crossbow.
I'm going to give them a calling.
Oh, so they haven't told you anything yet.
Yeah, we don't know.
Well,
Oh yes, I'm doing that.
I'm going to give I'm going to sort of do a whistle.
An arrow flies past you and hits into the ground. If everyone could please roll me initiative.
Damn it!
20! Which means 22.
It's fine. I did slightly better on the initiative than last time.
I didn't.
See, again, I had a natural 20 on a perception roll earlier, and I'm just like, why did I waste it now?
Okay, so who reckons they had the highest?
No.
B! No, I'm
22.
You rolled from the car?
No.
Just because, I remember what happened last time.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so anyone else 20 or above?
21.
21.
Ooh.
Okay.
I think I beat you.
Okay.
Actually, no. I think we're all on the same.
15 and above.
No.
10 and above.
10.
Copyright.
Oh, really?
3 of us are on 10.
Yeah, no fun.
Okay, so Dex.
So-
It's on YouTube.
Macaria
Yeah,
first.
copyright.
Sorry, one sec.
Yeah, she's got a dex of 18.
And I've got a dex of 12.
Then it's you, then it's me.
So then it's Carson.
I'm last.
Not quite.
Yay! Not last.
The ground is last.
So, as the arrow flies and hits the ground next to you, 7 figures drop down from the trees surrounding roughly all of you.
Ooh.
Excellent. I can fire in every direction.
Can't miss.
And there are 5 dwarves, 1 human and a half-elf.
Right.
Ooh.
So, right.
They're all smiling somewhat manically, almost.
I'm going to say in Dwarfish, I know. Big mistake. We got nothing for you.
I don't think it's a mistake, laddie. You'll be first.
I'm presuming that they're close enough that crossbows are about.
Without even realising, he's right. You're first.
Hey.
You first. All right.
If you say so.
Let's get this party started.
Wang. 11.
You thwang an 11. So which one do you thwang at? The one who talked?
Yes.
Okay. No,
Okay.
an 11
Yeah.
does not hit him.
Damn it.
Boo.
Do you move at all?
Well, we're surrounded, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
There's probably about 10 foot between each one.
Mhm.
So they're not super close, but they're
Yeah.
close enough that they've
Yeah.
got you sort of boxed in a little bit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I can't. Yeah. I just to reload.
Okay. Zach?
Can we talk out turn?
It's basically your typical don't take the piss.
Okay.
Like, you can't give a 5-page thesis worth
No.
of words. But
So I'm basically going to say, Makaria in the middle, everyone protect her.
Okay, and the one who is talking, non-natural 20 to hit.
Hey!
that will hit.
Arrowed.
Shoot his face in my face!
6 points of damage.
Oh, I'm gonna wear one of their beards like a hat.
I'm going to cut off one of their beards while the rest are still alive.
Actually, before I shoot, I'm just going to say,
Well,
you talk too much.
One of my starting things is actually I get trinkets from one of my favourite foes. I've actually got a load of dwarf beard beads,
Nice.
but on a little necklace.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay.
beads.
Anything else?
These belong to your dad, did they?
Oh look! Your dad's here to see you fail!
At this point, he throws a dagger at you out of his pouch.
Bastard.
And...
7, so it
Misses.
flies wildly off. At which point, he makes a quick jog over to you, covering the distance fairly quickly, and as he does so, he pulls out a scimitar and swings that at you.
Oh dear. Right.
Does a 15 hit you?
Yes, it does.
That's going to do 6 points of damage.
Bye temporary hit points.
You didn't get those back for this though.
Oh,
Because
sorry,
temporary
I
hit
thought
points.
it was the session. Sorry.
No. Once you rest, temporary hit points go.
6 damage. Okay.
At which point he is attacked and moved.
That's the
Goodbye,
point.
temporary hit points, which never
Did-
advantage on.
Did we get our
Alright.
hit points back up to full during the night?
Oh yeah, no, you're back to full from all the rest because you've had a couple of days since the last fight.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
we've been travelling, yo.
Yeah,
and
just making
that's,
sure.
that's the other thing. It's been a few days since you had the temporary hit points. So
Which is
Okay.
why we're all level 2 at buff.
Yay!
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
reasonable.
That's a 2. You're getting the help.
Buff, buff, buff.
Okay.
Do we get help? Right, I'm gonna try something here.
Oh,
Go for it.
Oh, cock.
Oh god. We're all going to die.
So
Right,
I want to use. So I want to move up, up to the nearest one in front of me, which I'm going to assume is a dwarf.
Yeah.
And I want to use my
TPK?
standard action to shove him.
Okay. So you're going to use an athletics to shove him.
Yep. Shove him, which may make him fall over. I don't know.
Okay, so that'll be opposed.
So that's athletics. So come on, baby. Ooh, this might help.
Okay.
18.
14. So yep. So you shove him and take it you're attempting to knock him prone.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. You knock him prone.
Hooray! Knocked him prone. So you said they were roughly 10 foot apart
From each other, yeah.
How far away were they standing? They probably weren't that far away to begin with, were they? Because they surrounded us.
Probably moved about 10 feet, maybe 15 to get to him.
Okay, in that case, can I use the remainder of my move to move up to another one and use a key point to use a flurry of no's? I say no's because I'm probably going to...
No, because it has to immediately follow an attack action.
Oh yeah, that's true. In that case, can I just use bonus action? For an unarmed strike.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, sorry, you were right. So, a just flurry of no. Hopefully.
So you're gonna...
Does a 15 hit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah, so basically it's just going to be a quick whack to the
Do you
face.
want a little bit more than that?
No, that's fine.
3 damage.
Okay. So
it's just like, whoopah!
prone. I'm surprised you didn't just attack the one that you'd knocked prone, given that you have attacks against him at advantage.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like
Why
Down
didn't
there.
you
Because
curb
just
stomp?
do the old UFC thing and like kneel on his chest and pound his face.
Yeah.
well, we're surrounded. I'm trying to control as many people as possible.
Crowd
But
control.
no, again, that's fine. So, Cassandra.
Cool. Right. So how far away from me is one?
The nearest one to you is, at this point, the human, and he is 15 feet from you.
Okay.
You could move 25 feet to go to the half-elf, or 25 feet to go to one of the other dwarves.
Fuck it. I'm going to attack the human in the face with my sword.
Sword.
If he's siding with them and attacking us, he's an enemy. So fuck you.
Reasonable.
Yep.
I'm going to try and twat it.
In the face.
Probably not. 14.
Yep, hits.
Break his spleen.
More damage.
Break his coccyx.
So, for reference, most of the dwarves have hand axes. The one that was shouting at you guys has a scimitar.
I'm going to reroll that too.
Because she can do that now.
Yes, that is much better. So, that is 15 points of damage.
Smash him in the pancreas.
Okay, so coming up on him quickly before he's got a chance to properly react, you just slash across and it bites straight in all the way into his lung.
Oh.
Part just flops apart slightly and he falls down dead in one hit.
Yeah.
At that point,
You messed with the wrong peeps.
Unlucky.
Let me just intimidate roll.
yeah.
What was that?
I know her too
I'm
well.
Oh, you got intimidating strike.
No,
Oh.
I'm just going to intimidate after cutting one of them in twain.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to try and intimidate. No natural 20 on
Damn.
intimidate.
Yeah. A half elf. Well, let's see which half of you is elf. There's the elf half. There's the human half.
He's like, oh, you're
And
just
I'm
weird.
going to shout something along the lines of, do you really want to fight someone like me?
Okay. So the two closest to you at this point, they're 10 feet either side. You've got one of the dwarves and the half-elf.
Mhm.
They are currently frightened of you. It's like they sort of look at how quickly you killed him. It looks like a couple of the other ones didn't even see what happened. So yes, they heard the shout, but they're not quite sure.
Yeah.
And the one who was initially shouting back and forth at him doesn't look impressed.
Okay.
It's fine.
So-
I shot him, and I'll shoot him again.
There's the other couple was like, hey, what?
That's cool.
What? What I miss?
At which point,
Oh, what? Dave's down. Oh, I liked him.
He owes me a tenner.
the bandit you pushed over is going to stand up
Mm-hmm.
and fire his crossbow at you.
Ah. He has a crossbow.
Does a 16 hit you?
Yep.
Yeah. So as he stands up, he pulls that out.
He's like, push me over, will you? Ow.
4 points of damage.
Ow.
Hey!
Good boy.
This isn't shovey shooty.
It's shovey shovey.
Not how this works.
Let's see, stabby or point blank shooting.
Another one is going to move up to you.
Yep.
And he's going to swing his axe at you.
Right.
Does a 9 hit you?
Fuck no.
So he swings his axe and you just move yourself out of the way and it just goes wide.
Okay. Basically, my crossbow's on a lanyard, so I'm just going to drop that ready for drawing my swords next turn.
Yeah, no trouble. So the one that you are next to, he's going to swing his axe at you.
They seem to be axing a lot of questions.
Yeah.
So 14 hit you.
Yes, it does.
Is that
Can
your
you roll slightly lower, because then I would have missed.
5 points of damage.
Ow.
I'm guessing your AC is 14.
Yes. I mean, no. Not in front of the enemy.
That one can't move closer to you. So he is going to stay where he is and fire his crossbow at you at disadvantage because he's frightened. I don't think a 5 hits you. The half-elf is going to move around to where he can attack off. You're still in visual range of him, therefore he's still at disadvantage because he can still see the side of the sphere. Does a 3 hit you, Hoff? No! At which point, yeah.
I don't even know if that
It's
hits
your
the
turn,
flies around Hoff.
Right. Shoot, stab. Shoot, stab. Shooting's going to be disadvantage, but
So
I've got a +6.
half-elf is currently in melee combat with you.
Half elf was dead.
No,
No, the
I
human.
No, the human.
The human was dead.
No, you
The
just
half elf is afraid of
But
me.
the one that shouted at you initially is also in melee combat.
Yeah, the one with the scimitar, yeah. That's what I'm wondering, do I shoot him at point blank, or do I stab him?
Because you're right next to him in melee combat,
It
you will
is
be at
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
Yeah, I know it's disadvantage, but I'm just trying to weigh up whether the +6 from my proficiency with shooting things is going to outweigh me stabbing him with my pissy little knife.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd say go for the stabbing.
Go for the easy hits. Yeah.
Yeah.
So pull out my hunting knife.
Yep. Stick him with the pointy end.
Take it, stick it in. So that'll be proficiency. Oh, proficiency bonus plus my dex.
Yep.
So that will be 15.
If that's the one that shouted at you,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah.
Yay, shank him, shank him, shank him, shank him.
And plus my dex, that'll be 5 damage
5 damage.
as I slash at him.
Yeah. And his
Okay, so
leg, maybe. Oh, actually, no, he's a dwarf,
He's a
so...
dwarf.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he probably catches him in sort of the mid-rib section. So you slash across him and he gives you a grrr as it rakes across his studded leather armor. Are you moving at all?
No, I'm sticking with him.
Okay. Zach, your turn.
stick him with the pointy end.
Okay. You currently have advantage on your next attack because of Macaria helping you.
Ah yes, I must prep.
Oh, I'm glad
It will be
I'm
next.
glad about that. So, does a 25 hit?
What?
Yes. I take it you're
roll?
going for the one that swung at you.
He rolled
Yes.
better than he rolled
Right.
good, so that's what he rolled.
Oh, yeah, you're all good, but damn.
6 points of damage.
Okay.
Annoyingly, my damage is really consistent.
Oh, it's the Manic Captain that you'd be after at the moment, so yeah. Sorry, so it's him. Okay. So you swing at him and he takes another one across the side. So like, actually, I don't think anyone actually attacked you then. So he would be the nearest one to you. At which point, he is then going to
Who's he swiping?
swing once at you.
Right.
Does 16 hit you?
Bugger.
I take that as a yes.
Oh, you thought you were going to get away with no damage?
9 points of damage.
Jesus!
Ow!
Ow!
He's then going to swing again at you. Does a 14 hit you?
Piss off.
Doesn't hit you. Okay. And then he is then going to pull a dagger out.
Oh god, this guy really does not like me.
No, which
Oh.
he's then going to stab at him with his offhand.
Bloody hell, he's just pulling blades out everywhere.
Rogue. I think he's a rouge.
Props.
Does a 22.
Oh damn!
Yeah, a little bit.
That hits everyone.
That is 5 damage.
Ow. Ow.
Okay.
Well,
30.
at least I'm not the only one being hurt.
He is not going to move. It's Macaria's turn.
Same numbers. You get help.
Get help!
Get help!
If anyone needs it.
Yes, sir.
No, that's
Come on.
what we're fucking trying to do. Get help.
It's your turn.
Right, so
Ooh, advantage.
so I've got one bugger over there with a crossbow, and I've got one in front of me.
Yeah. So the one you pushed over has stood back up and shot at you.
Yeah.
And the one that was in front of you that you punched swung back.
Okay, so I'm going to open up with a standard fist to the face. At
Okay.
advantage.
Roll to thwack.
Really? Are you fucking kidding me?
Did you?
They were both freeze!
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Christ.
And
A
that's
7
total
does
of
not
7.
hit.
No. But you have made an attack action. You can spend a key point to use 2 unarmed attacks.
Yeah, I am doing that. I'm spending a key point.
Trust
Flurry
him,
of blows.
Advantage on the next ones, or
No, it's just the
that
next attack.
one.
trust him to be an advantageous failure.
Right. Let's see. Well, it's going to be
Try
2
again.
attacks, so I may as well roll both and let's see if
Try.
It
one of
is,
those.
actually, it is actually on my DM screen. Or you distract one creature within 5 feet of you, and the next attack roll an ally of yours makes against that creature has advantage. So yeah, so basically it's less that she's helping, going do well, and going, oi, dickhead.
With that face.
Watch for birdie, prick!
Okay,
Throwing pine
So-
cones at him.
a non-natural 20 and a crit.
Nice!
For the 2 attacks, yeah?
Yeah, I just rolled them both.
So roll normal damage for your normal attack. So you roll your damage dice and add your whichever ability modifier it is you
So
use.
normal, 3 damage on the first one,
Okay, and then roll your damage dice twice
and then add the modifier once.
for the second one.
7 on the second.
Okay, so you miss with the first one, almost as the distraction. Like he sort of looks over and your fist just goes straight past his head. At which point, as he comes back, you hit him with a quick double tap, and his head knocks back once, and then it knocks back again with a loud crack as he falls over.
Yay.
It's like, oof,
Basically, that one is dead.
fucking bloody dwarves.
Are you moving?
I'm. Fuck it, yes. I'm going to move up to the other one with the crossbow.
The one that you pushed over previously.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're now in melee combat with him.
Yeah. I'm just like, no more shooting me.
Cassandra. So the half-elf buggered off away towards him.
Okay.
And the other one, the dwarf, fired at you but didn't move. Still trembling like a wussler.
He's like, what? I'm not shaking. Not at all.
Sorry, figuring out
Can you
things.
smell what the rock gnome is cooking? Because I'm a rock gnome.
Can I use my bonus action before using other actions
Yes, depending on what it is.
Is that
to
copyrighted?
activate my Crimson Right?
Quotes
Yes,
are,
yes, you can.
but if WWE could, they would.
Okay, so I'm going to activate my Crimson Right. So I'm going to cut my palm with my greatsword.
Okay, so basically, for anyone who can see, she takes a hand off her greatsword, slides the palm gracefully but quickly up the side of the blade, leaving a small trickle of blood along the side.
Oh.
At which point, which element was that?
Cold.
Cold. So you almost feel the air around get slightly colder, and the blade almost starts to have, you know, when you see ice that is just,
Yeah.
you almost start to see that off the side of the blade, starting from and then
Frosty.
then gradually covering the whole blade, but starting from where the blood was.
I'm willing to sacrifice
Your love.
them.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, it's cold outside.
Right, so I'm going to move up to the dwarf that is cowering in fear away from me,
Yep.
and I'm going to twat the fucker.
Nice tea. Public enemy
Yep, so
number
it's
1.
normal attack against it.
Normal, yeah?
The attack against it's normal.
That is a 24 to hit.
I think this thing is gonna know what pain feels like before it dies.
So that is...
Or maybe it won't.
13 damage and 3 cold damage.
So, with this one, you aim for the neck, and as you cut across its neck and its head starts to separate from its body, the head freezes and falls off and shatters against the floor.
Sub-Zero, I don't care.
A little bit of the neck freezes, but it doesn't go much further than the chest, but then the body falls down, clearly dead.
I was actually thinking Demolition Man.
Oh, yes, I do, yes.
Oh yeah. But yeah, he is definitely dead.
And we're actually
still have
we're
20
almost
foot
living
movement.
in Demolition Man world now.
Okay,
You'll find 5 credits.
hang on.
Demolition Man actually holds up better now than it did
Murder,
when it came
death,
out.
kill. Murder, death, kill.
It holds
Murder,
up,
death, kill? What's a murder, death, kill?
it holds up so much better now than it did when it came out.
Yeah, because it's-
So because that happened...
Because the ultra PC society they live in is...
Yeah,
Coming-
they accidentally ended up predicting the
Yeah.
internet.
Got any last words, Cyrus? Yeah. Teddy bear.
Yes.
there's nothing within its attack range, is there?
Within whose range?
The bodies. Did it have a ranged weapon?
It does have a ranged weapon, yeah. 'cause
Cool.
it shot it with a
It's
crossbow.
It's going to shoot at one of its friends.
Okay.
So the body is going to reanimate itself and shoot at one of its friends.
What?
Witch!
Oh shit. And I'm gonna kill the pen.
You blew it. It literally blew its lid.
It's fine, isn't it? Okay.
Everything is naive.
Did you
So-
want me to roll for it?
Yeah, roll a d20.
11. I rolled an 11.
You've rolled an 11. It adds +3 to that. Who is it aiming for?
One of the... Not particular, and it's one of the dwarves, fuck it.
One of the dwarves.
Whoever
Okay.
it hated most in life.
Give me 1 second.
Probably the leader at that point. I don't want him to shoot the leader.
Okay, yeah. Roll me a d6.
D6.
Yep.
6.
Okay. Deal 7 damage to that one. Okay. So a crossbow bolt thuds into its side. It is still alive. But he's sort of there looking around for where that came from because he wasn't expecting an attack.
And none of his enemies are using crossbows at current. Oh, apart from you, is it?
No,
No, you swapped. You
Oh no,
swapped
I'm
over.
using, yeah.
Yeah, so no one.
Okay. Is that everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you see that, or was it something in the coffee this morning?
Don't know what you're talking about.
That's fine.
Does an 8 hit you?
No.
Okay, so the one that you knocked prone that you moved over to, he pulls out his axe and tries to swing at you and just misses miserably.
Yes, I've got you now.
One of the other bandits, one that wasn't frightened of you, comes over to you and
Yeah.
swings for you. Does a 14 hit you?
On the nose.
Ah. So he swings his axe at you, and that deals
Your nose explodes.
6 damage as he hacks into your shoulder with it.
Yep.
Sort of at you. And the half elf, still at disadvantage, is going to swing. I don't think an 8's going to hit you off.
No, I'm a 13.
So,
Hey!
so he swings his short sword at you,
I jump back.
miserably
I'm
misses.
gonna cut his face.
Okay, so yeah, Hoff, it is your go. So
Cut his face!
are you cutting dwarf's face or the half elf's face?
Well, I've already cut the dwarf once, so let's cut him again.
Go for it. Roll to cut face.
Cut face. Oh, no cut face.
Unfortunately, your cut
No.
face misses.
No. 8.
Air particles.
Okay. Are you moving at all? Or are you staying there?
I'm staying there.
I really don't like the one who hurt me, so I didn't really want to make that be known.
Cut face!
Am I still at advantage on that one, or?
No, because it was a help action before from Makari. Just sort of being help.
Not on that attack. Action surge.
Okay, that's fine.
Ooh.
So miss first one.
Yeah, because I'm presuming that a 13 misses.
Yeah, not that one though. Doesn't hit him.
Okay, so second one. Ooh, 25 to hit.
25 to
That's, you like those high numbers.
Yeah, if only anybody would translate
one
to
of
the
the-
damage. Oh, thank you. 9 damage.
Better.
Ooh.
Very nice. Okay, so what was it swinging at him? So long swords?
Short sword.
Short swords. So yeah, so you cut across his side as well, almost sort of going up towards his armpit as you swing. Just
What I was thinking was like, I go to swing on the first one, he blocks, and I just go shank.
yeah. But yeah, so again, so you bury it into his side a little bit and pull out again.
You'll pay for that.
And I'm going to use my second wind as well.
Okay, go for it. Roll yourself here.
Woo! 8.
Yeah, so he grabs, you'll pay for that. At which point, he swings at you.
It's a good job
Bring
you
it
took
on,
that
something
healing.
better.
Oh,
Take it like a champ.
don't say that. Don't tempt fate.
Okay, that first attack is going to miss
Woo!
because that's a 7.
Ha.
The second attack is also a 7.
What? You get to you literally get to cheat death.
And then he's going to
laugh at him in the
attempt to
face.
catch you with his dagger. 14. Okay, yeah, so he swings with the scimitar twice, and then he swings backhand at you with the dagger, and you're just dancing around him.
Dance!
Flighty bastard, you! Macaria.
Me.
You.
So, I mean, technically, I should be asking her to pick one of the enemies to distract, so that the attack against them has disadvantage. But it's fine because there is one that moved up to you and failed to do much. So, I think he still hit you, didn't he? So, but see, I forget.
It hit me. Cool.
Carson's go.
Right. So I'm gonna retry move earlier, but better.
Okay.
So it's gonna be athletics again to trip the bugger up.
The one you've already hit twice.
Yeah.
Oh no, you didn't hit him. Sorry.
Oh.
Your dying one shot him.
Yes.
The one in front of you haven't hit yet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, so we're gonna trip. Yeah, so to trip him.
The one who suddenly got shot by a crossbow. I was like, wait, what's that?
So we're 2 down currently.
15.
15. So yes.
So that works, or it doesn't work.
Well, if it's opposed, actually, it probably just cancels. You can
Cancel it out.
Yeah,
It-
cancels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
because
yeah,
I know it's just the verses.
You
I just don't know if.
you attempt to knock him over and you fail.
Boo!
Boo!
Not cool.
Fine.
Attack him!
I'll double check.
That's
the
what I was
attack.
trying to do.
But,
Like, shush.
In the face.
Okay, use my bonus action for a free hit to the face
Go for
with my fist. 14.
14 will hit him.
Yay!
Lunch.
What is it with me rolling ones?
Your strength
3.
Yay!
That's your MO.
Okay,
Still
so,
feels pretty good for a punch in the face.
Yeah, it's just like you do.
so you hit him in the face. You're pretty sure you've broken his nose by the way he sort of jerks back. But he's still alive.
Oh, making me angry.
You reckon 2 attacks might have killed him?
Ah, maybe if you'd have tried to punch him.
Are you moving?
No, because I can't get any closer to him.
The guy that just tried, the guy that just slashed me, I'ma fucking hurt him.
That hurt real bad.
24.
Ooh, it's real bad.
Yeah. Yeah, he's.
You like tearing these buggers
And I'm
up.
going to re-roll that one. No. I can only do it once, but one re-roll.
Yeah.
it.
You
Aw.
can you re-roll each one once.
I rolled a 1 and got a 2. Boo!
Oh.
9 damage, 2 cold.
Okay. So with this one, you just run him through with the great sword, and just around the wound just freezes up, and you, as you're pulling it back out, you think you feel something inside shatter.
Cool.
As you pull out, it sort of and falls over dead.
So how many did we start with?
Man, you're hardcore.
Start with 7 total.
We're down to 4.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm just working my way around, you know.
mixing it up close like this is not my.
It's not your preferred.
Not my
And
preferred thing.
then closest one to me.
At this point, it would probably be moving up to where the half-elf went, towards the melee with him and the dwarf that's taking a lot more damage.
Okay, so as I'm walking up to the half elf, I'm coming for you, pretty boy.
He's sort of looking at you, kind of.
I've got you in my sight.
Yeah, so
Although, as you are walking up to him, he sort of steels himself and starts to look less frightened of you.
Aww.
Boo.
Boo.
Apologies.
Boo.
That's what a natural 20 will do on your saves.
Boo.
Not cool.
I can defeat this thing.
So have you moved right up into melee combat with him then?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so he is going to swing at you with standard. Ooh. 17 to hit you. So he swings at you with a scimitar.
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 2 damage.
Wow.
it's fine. It's a curved blade. You know, it's a bit deceiving.
I'm going to creepily smile as he hits me.
The one in front of you is going to attack you because he's not dead and alive.
I need lumps.
There's a. Oh no, you don't know this.
So come on,
But yeah.
come on, hit me. I dare you.
Someone hit me.
I just took the words out of my mouth.
Fuck! That's not how it's supposed to go.
Oh, I think someone better die.
7 points of damage.
Ow!
So, how much are you on?
You know, it's one less than the amount of digits on your hand.
Joke's on you, I'm a Simpson, I've got 3 fingers up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, what? 2? What? No!
Yeah, he just got critted.
He's on 4 health.
You know, so he basically just sort of.
Yeah.
That's my shoulder injury right there. It's like,
Yeah, so he just swings the axe in, it just buries into the side of the arm, and it just really hurts quite a lot. At which point, it's your turn.
Okay, let's knifey. Hey!
knifey!
Very knifey.
So that'll be 22.
That certainly will hit.
Choco.
Ah, fuck it. Thank you.
Yeah, there's 2 of them left.
Thank you very much, Dirty Girl.
No, thank you. But thank you.
Who would like the last caramel thing?
I would certainly like one for after we've finished.
Yeah,
Just
okay,
they're a bit
yeah.
harder to crouch on.
That's fine, yeah.
Thank you, because it's my only one I've had.
Damage.
Yep, roll to damage.
Ooh!
Max damage.
6 with my because my dex is
Nice.
because that's finesse. Hooray!
Hooray for the death buddy.
Woo!
Good hit.
Finesse fighters.
Finesse fellas.
Dex fighter.
Okay, are you moving at all, or is that?
Is he? Oh, is he still up?
Yeah, he is.
Well, I can't get away from him, then can I? I can't disengage from him because he'll hit me.
Yeah. It's a bit of a tough fucker, this one, you think?
Yeah.
Zach, it's your turn.
Okay.
Crossbow in one hand, a knife in the
I
other.
really am not a fan of this guy in front of me. Let's see if I can finally finish him off. 18?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Okay.
9 damage.
Okay.
And he just.
That means he's not dead yet.
Yeah, he just takes it.
You give him another solid stab in the side. He's just, and just growling at you. Blood starting to drip a little bit down his lip into his beard.
Almost.
Hooray! His bleeding's not internal anymore. That's where the blood's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Which point, I take it you're not moving.
No.
Okay, so he swings at you again. 15.
Bugger.
Does hit you.
Yep.
Okay. Swings a scimitar at you for 7 damage.
Bugger.
Swings at you again. 13, that won't hit.
Nope.
And then he'll swing the dagger at you. Correct.
Damn.
It's fine, it's the dagger.
Still. I don't need that kind of damage right now.
He hits you for 8 damage.
Oh, I'm bad. I'm feeling bad.
On the floor bad or close to wanting to take a nap bad?
8. Oh yeah, I'm 2 points of a dirt nap.
Oh.
So 2 points, 4 points.
Oh, fucking have ya yet?
14.
19.
Macaria.
Me again!
Okay. So the half elf is the one that's going to have the disadvantage against.
Yeah.
Advantage against it. Alright. Carson, it's your turn.
Right. I'm gonna try and finish this bastard off before he finishes me.
Do it!
He's like, come here, you git.
Do it.
I'm gonna try and throw him off with a low kick. While and try to think.
So you're going to attack him.
Yeah. Is that none? Yes, it is. 13.
Yep, it hits.
Yay!
No bother rolling damage, he's dead.
Well, I want to see how much I hurt him. 5 points of hurt.
Yeah. Basically,
Boff!
you kick him in the leg, which his leg swings out backwards a bit, and his face just hits a rock on the floor.
Yay.
Wait.
Right. So now that they're down, I'm going to have a quick look to survey the situation.
Yeah.
So did you need me to roll a perception check or anything? Yeah.
No, it's fairly obvious. There's the guy that they've been locked in a bit of an epic struggle with, and the half elf, who she is looking fairly menacingly at.
Yeah, I've got the firm belief she's fine. So, because I can move 40 foot now, I'm going to get into flanking with the bastard that's with these two.
Okay.
So,
Which one do you want to give the flanking to?
ooh. No offense, you probably look like you're bleeding. So
Yeah, I'm moving
you.
back.
So to Hoff.
Does that give me an advantage?
Yes.
Advantage on your attacks.
That means I can crossbow him at standard.
At no penalty, yeah.
However, it does mean I can still use my standard bonus action as an unarmed attack because I've still got that left.
It'll give me the space I need to step
so
back.
does that give me? Yeah. So does that give me advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Yay! Come on, baby. Oh, come on! One off.
Yeah.
23 to hit.
Okay.
So close.
Nice
4 damage.
Kill steal from us.
So it's just I just come up to him and just like boff in the ribs.
Yeah, so you've actually hit him in the back. So you hit one in the back and you feel a little bit of a crack underneath. I think you might have cracked a rib, but he's still standing and not very happy. So,
Drop him quicker. Hopefully.
Come on, pretty boy, let's dance. Oh, so close. 25.
yeah, okay.
I rolled a fucking 19.
To be fair, what probably would have been just as useful as if I was able to grapple the bastard and hold him there.
Like I shot him in the face.
13
Yeah.
damage on 2 dice.
Okay, so how do you want to kill him?
But then again, I couldn't do it because I didn't have an action.
Can I
So,
stab
yeah,
him through
I
the
did.
eye socket?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm stabbing him through the eye socket.
I would have gone with cutting his
half
body
his,
off.
yeah, half his head sort of freezes as she rams a massive sword through his eye socket, and just bits crumble away, frozen.
See, you're fine.
And then with my move action, I'm going to move up so that we're all flanking the last one.
Ooh, circle kicking.
So we all get advantage.
Fall over.
So, at that point, it goes all the way back round to Hoff, because none of the other bandits are alive to attack.
Sorry, can I show you something as I'm walking up to the big bag?
Yeah.
Does it look like he saw me doing that?
You reckon he probably caught it out of the corner of his eye.
I'm going to get his attention as I'm walking up.
Okay.
Let's do this.
So Hoff's up.
So, Hoff's up.
Right,
So
well,
that
I've
means
had,
hopefully he'll
I've had,
attack
I've had,
me.
I've had my
not
crossbow
you
in
guys.
my off handle this time because I was holding my crossbow, drew my knife, and now I'm dropping my knife and bam,
Cool.
crossbow.
Standard because you.
Standard.
Yep, because you. Calculate.
Ooh, nice.
I get a natural 18 plus, so that's 24.
That'll definitely hit. Roll damage.
Damage.
Oh,
Really?
really? So that's going to be 3.
Oh, okay.
Kit.
You moving at all?
Yeah, moving back.
Gonna move back.
Oh yeah, does he still get attacks of opportunity against me?
As far as I'm aware, yes.
Okay, I'm
You'd
gonna.
have to disengage.
Yeah, I'm
and
not
move.
gonna risk it then.
Okay, so stay where you are. Zach.
Stabby.
Roll a stabby and advantage.
21 to hit.
That'll hit.
Sorry, 22, but yep, still.
It's fine.
Get him.
Yay!
Max damage. So 10 damage.
Ouch.
Oh.
So you cut straight across his gut, and you reckon you might have hit something that felt like one of the ribs on the bottom bit. But he still stood there, growling, more blood starting to drip out into his beard.
Fucking die!
Why won't you die?
Are you moving at all?
No, I'm just going to say that out of context quote and just leave it alone.
Cool. If I'm gonna die, I bloody will take you with me! He's gonna attack you.
Yeah, no shit.
I tried.
Okay. 8 doesn't hit. 6 doesn't hit. And he crits with the dagger on you.
Oh,
So it's like.
dibs on that fucking dagger.
Shit.
Max damage? Yeah, maybe.
11 damage.
Ooh!
Ow!
I say, as he slashes the dagger, he twists it up a little bit as he pulls it out of your body.
Owie.
How many hit points are you on? No, you're fine.
You're alright.
Yeah,
You're
you're fine.
I've got 2 left.
Yeah, you got
You're
past
over
one
5,
hand.
You're fine.
At which point, Macarian, helping is irrelevant.
At this point, she just goes, by the way, I'm not a pacifist. Stab, stab, stab.
She's a pacifist. She ain't gonna attack him. She's gonna go over to the dog. Make sure the dog didn't get hurt in the couple.
Cuddle the dog.
I'm fine
Cool.
with
It's
this.
okay. You're okay.
Right, let's try and finish this git. Still get an advantage on this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course, there's all of us around him at this
Yeah.
point.
Circle kick!
Yeah.
Oh wow.
19 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
Come on. 5 damage.
Okay.
Is he still standing?
Oh,
Fuck it. Key point. 2 additional strikes.
Yeah, come on.
Get to do this twice.
I
just
would
to
laugh
see.
if you still didn't kill him.
Right.
I would laugh.
So it's still advantage on both of these, so I may as well just roll this twice. So 15.
Consecutive regular punches!
Chalk 5.
So 15 on the first one.
That'll hit. And the second attack?
No.
The second one's going to miss. It's a 9.
That's fine.
Yeah, when do you get
What's your
your
minimum damage?
3.
How do you want to do this?
hooray!
Well, let's just see. That was max damage anyway. So that would have been a 6.
Yeah, 2 hit points left.
Okay, so with the so with the first strike, I think I'm gonna I'm basically just gonna get him get him in the ribs again.
So
You know, to
basically,
crack
as
another
I'm
rib.
walking up, he
Yeah,
dies.
pretty much.
And just because I want to, I basically want to jump and do like a sort of donkey punch, break the back of his skull.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, cool. So
Just like,
because you walk up, you take your left fist and you just sock him in the ribs, which you just feel 2 or 3 of the ribs crack. You almost feel your fists start to go into the side of the flesh. At that point, you just jump up and just fucking Superman punch right in the back of the head, and you just feel the neck just snap as his the back of the head just curls around your fist as you just put him down at your feet.
Yeah.
Your
Douche.
Spit on him.
Spit on him. Fuck it.
Spit on him, then sit down.
I'm gonna roll a medicine.
I've only got 1. Oh, actually, no. I've got 2 healing. I've got 2 kill light wounds in me.
Non-natural 20.
I'm taking. Oh, well, yeah. Who's getting what medicine?
Well, I know that I've seen you cure him, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you cure yourself.
Yeah. Okay. I'm curing myself.
I'm gonna see how you do.
8. That's pretty good.
Do I know how hurt everyone is?
Yeah, you've got a
How
fairly
bad are
solid idea.
4 out of 20.
8 out of 27.
So you can't hear anything else other than
Okay,
you guys breathing
who's the most badly hurt? Yeah.
I think the
Right.
Subjectively.
Yeah. 5.
Woo!
And that's all my spells for the day. Hooray!
Woo! I'm nearly past 2 hands.
This won't help much, but it will help some get 2 hit points back.
Hooray, you can.
You were on lower than me, so.
With that, I'm just going to go, what?
So you've got 7 bodies.
Wow.
Looting.
Wow.
Yeah, I was about to
Well,
say, I hear 7 loot boxes.
If they're bandits, they've probably done this before. They have some good loot.
do they look like bandits to me? Yes. Yes.
You've actually seen ambushes like this before, which is, it's fairly typical for them. They'll hide up in trees and they'll jump down to surprise people. But unfortunately, they didn't quite get the drop on you guys because people saw them, which was good for you guys.
Yes.
Between them,
a bit hard.
So between them, you find 25 gold pieces.
Nice.
Damn.
To the group fund.
On the one that took a while to die, which you suspect is probably the captain.
Yeah.
He has some kind of vial of liquid on him.
PCP.
I say without.
Oh, it's his own urine.
It's not labelled, so without trying to work it out, you're not quite sure.
We'll get a
And
magic type
the
person.
human has a gem on him. Shiny.
I have Artificer Law.
Okay. I will let you roll it. I'll let you roll basically the intelligence and your proficiency modifier.
Okay, so that's 13.
So the gem is relatively well cut. It's nothing like extravagantly incredible, but you think, based on sort of the type of cut, you think it might be a magical gem of some kind.
Ooh. We'll give this to our sorceress.
Yeah. So if you want to roll an Arcana.
Arcana.
Is that not copyright?
23.
Playing direct clips
I
on
rolled a
YouTube
19.
will definitely trigger
Very
Twitch's
nice.
copyright.
Okay.
Give that. Well, I just give that. I should've done
And
this
anyway, we were saying
Um,
Arcana now.
I can't remember.
It's a parody.
So-
They're useful.
She takes a couple of moments to look it over, and she tells you that it is a gem of brightness. So a normal gem of brightness will have 50 charges. While you're holding it, you can use an action to speak one of 3 command words to cause one of the following effects. The first command word causes the gem to shed bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. It doesn't. This effect doesn't expend a charge, and it lasts until you use a bonus action to repeat the command word, or until you use another function of the gem. The second command word expends 1 charge and causes the gem to fire a brilliant beam of light at one creature you can see within 60 feet of you. The creature must succeed a DC 15 con saving throw or become blinded for a minute.
Dracarys.
The creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. The third command word expends 5 charges and causes the gem to flare with blinding light in a 30-foot cone originating from it. Each creature in the cone must make a saving throw as if struck by the beam. This one, and because she's sort of studying it, she is aware that it has 20 charges.
20
Can
charges.
they be recharged? Or
Not as far as she's aware. This is the sort of thing that's made with charges, and as they're expended, that's it.
can they not be recharged in the same way as healing crystals by putting them under the light of the full moon?
Yay, not this one.
Maybe, but it was above her pay grade.
Yeah, could be. No, but ooh.
So she said that.
And so, is anyone looking at the vial of liquid?
I was going to ask you if I could use my alchemist supplies to help me identify
You
the
can.
liquid.
I'm getting
Basically,
me back my
you
crossbow
can roll
bolt.
intelligence with your proficiency.
Awesome.
And because obviously you're proficient with alchemist tools, that's how you'd identify it in this case.
Yeah, I don't think my cooking skills can help me with this.
19!
It is a common healing potion.
Cool.
Common healing potions heal 2d4 plus 2.
Ooh.
2d4 plus 2. Okay.
That's fairly useful.
I'm going to pocket that.
Okay. So,
It's a healing potion.
Useful.
Very.
If we come to a fight, I will give it to one of you. If we don't, we are going to save it until the next time we need it.
Agreed.
Fair enough.
Agreed.
okay, so are you going to be travelling a little bit further at this point, or are you
Yeah.
going to be hunkering down to rest?
Well,
Um,
what time
we should
roughly is it?
We should probably bury these people.
Probably about 4, maybe 5 in the afternoon at this point.
Do you
Um,
think you guys can move?
We should,
Yeah.
we should
Well,
bury
I
or
can
burn
move.
these people. Or we leave them for the carrion. No, okay.
No, it's up to
Do
you.
you think they would do it for us?
Do I get any crossbow bolts back? I fired 2. Shot
Yeah,
2.
can I find any crossbow bolts?
You can. Say you can actually find some crossbow bolts
and I
on them.
And I want one of their. Oh yeah, and maybe one of their throwing daggers.
So between them, they have 50 crossbow bolts.
Oh, nice.
Hang on,
Okay.
let me mark that on the group kitty,
Okay.
and then we'll take out of it what.
Yeah, but between them, they have 50 crossbow bolts. They have a few more weapons if you're planning on taking them. But again, it's a few dwarven axes, a slightly elven make short sword. It's not particularly special by the looks of things. It just looks elvenly crafted. The human has a fairly basic looking scimitar. The dwarf scimitar looks like an orc made one, but again, not exactly a rare thing to see.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to be smart about this, is I'm going to put the morning star that we found from the previous fight on the ground next to these guys. So if anyone comes across it, it looks like, oh my god, there's been an orc attack. Oh, the orcs and the dwarves were fighting.
They probably know that they're bandits. They've all kind of weapons.
Yeah, once you sort of put it down and taken a moment to look, it doesn't really look that out of place.
I don't mind them.
Is that if we can fit some, then maybe
You're gonna cut
take
his
one or
beard
two.
off. You killed him. It's yours.
That's what you do.
Ah, well.
It brings shame upon them and
No, it's the dwarves see you well. Maybe not. Maybe keep it hidden in obsidia, but in a fight, some of the less brave dwarfs having a dwarf beard, it shows that you've killed and dishonoured a dwarf. Sometimes it gives them the willies.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
It's seen as very disrespectful, but yeah, they were going to kill and rob us. So I think
Exactly.
I think we're beyond respect here.
You said it was an elven short
Yeah,
sword.
fair. I'm gonna
Normal short sword, but it's elven make, so.
I'm gonna grab a knife, and de-beard a dwarf. Yeah.
So,
So I'm going to take the beads from all of the dwarves that I killed,
okay.
and I'm going to gift them to you.
Ooh, I'm going to put them on my neck on because I've got two. I've got a leather string with two beads on. Well,
These seem more important to you than they do to me.
I'll be honest. I've not earned those.
But we're a group. We fight together. Me killing them is the same as you killing them.
Yeah, I'll string them on. Yeah.
I like that. So, you take a bit of time. You de-beard the dwarf. Takes a little bit, and it's a little bit rough, but you manage it. You take the beads, you string those up, so you gather the bits and pieces, the things you find between them. You travel for another hour or so as it's coming to nightfall, and you rest up fine. After that, you take another day's travel. Another day after that. 6 days go by.
conveniently enough for all of us to definitely be up to full. Yes.
Yeah, you're definitely full of this one.
Yeah.
Beginning of the seventh day.
From death.
Seventh death. Beginning of the 7th day. You get up. You're walking for maybe an hour or so, 2 at most.
I'm going to start doing my using my right in the morning, every morning.
Okay. Yeah, so you walk for an hour, maybe 2, and you start to come to the edge of the forest. And even before you clear the edge, you can see a massive, colossal wall,
Ooh.
completely black. You've both seen it before. You've seen the edge of this wall before.
Well, that's
But
our
it's-
destination.
It is indeed.
It's no less impressive.
Wow.
And as you clear the edge of the tree line, the gargantuan walls of Obsidia can be seen. And at this distance, you can tell that is a whole day's walk to that wall.
I wonder who built it.
I don't know.
I've always wondered that.
No history.
Well, someone
Yeah.
bigger than me.
Plus, that material must be really tough to work with.
So you've read a few things here and there, and you've seen a few things about Obsidia. There was a siege that lasted a decade, which is known as the Deca Siege, in which they couldn't break the wall. In 10 years, solid attacking, they couldn't break the wall.
I'll relay this information.
But there is
I have
nothing.
no idea who built
Like-
it.
You've never seen anything even remotely suggesting how old Obsidia actually might be. Like the histories precede 2, 3, 4 millennia.
Yeah, I'll say that as I'm, walking.
I've posted a number of times. It's always impressive.
Mm.
And we're going to leave it there for the session because it's quarter past 11.
Goody.
God damn it.
Good
Yeah.
session.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. God damn it.
Good success. We had a bit of drama.
Hey, look at that.
I want to kill more things.
Hey, look at that. A naturally set up cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger.
It's not bad. That actually was very well timed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we managed to level up in a session as well as continue.
Alright.
Not done that before.
D&D 5th is
Never
fantastic
done
for
that
that.
before.
There's a couple of level ups, like for example level 3,
Yeah, when you
that
get your
takes
big,
a bit longer because you get your big
you get your
interesting
archetypes.
thing.
Yeah.
There's only a
That's
couple
why
of
I wanted
classes
more
that get
fighting.
them at level 1 or 2. But yeah, level 3 is the big level up. Other than that, they don't take huge amounts of time. The other thing that takes a bit longer is when you get your ability score up, which you decide whether you want an ability score or maybe to take a feat to change a little bit up about how you fight or what you can do.
But yeah, getting to level 3 is why I wanted to keep fighting.
Yeah. I'm
I
taking.
want to kill my things.
I'm taking. Is it Colossus Hunter?
Okay.
Colossus Slayer.
Don't worry, I have plans in the making for what's coming. Don't worry.
Everything's bigger than me.
It's true. It's fantastic. Colossus Slayer means anything bigger than you get extras too.
Which is
Everything.
because even dwarves are bigger than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you come across another gnome or
They're
A
the
goblin,
same.
though, yeah.
yeah, a goblin or
Oh yeah,
something.
no, dwarves are medium on the size category, whereas
Yeah.
gnomes are small.
Yeah,
Yep.
because dwarves are stocky and a bit a bit taller than gnomes.
Yeah. But yeah, so another good session down. That's good. So thank you very much, guys. Also another special thank you to Avin again. Thank you for all all the donations, and everything before.
Avon, you're an absolute legend.
Also thank you, Digidude again for the sub.
Welcome.
So we should be continuing with this on Tuesdays now. So yeah, no, don't see any foreseeable problems in the future. And now that I'm feeling better, then hopefully Saturday should be back to normal.
Yeah, let's just try and keep Nurgle away.
Yeah. Screw Nurgle. Okay,
No,
Nurgle's
that'd
awesome.
be gross.
No, that,
At least it be warm.
no.
And
Nurgle and
Slash.
Slash sitting in a tree.
And that's enough.
Anyway,
Bye.
Catch you guys.
Bye.
See you later, guys. Bye.